States champion Damien will defend against former champion Sheamus and Jeff Hardy.
And look what happens when it's twisted down in the WWE. Sheamus defeats the Raw Women's title to find out as Charlotte Flair goes head-to-head with Liv Flint, the Raw Women's champion.
Announced moments ago, we've got a six-man tag match between the New Day against Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, and Omos.
And the Demon is back, and he has this opportunity for the Universal Championship in Roman Reigns, defending his title against the Demon in battle.
The Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, just systematically took the heart of John Cena.
Universal Championship.
When you come out here in my ring on my show, you could have the tables named at you. Wait a minute, who the hell are the Usos? Where did they come from? Roman Reigns, all right, and Finn Balor. Trying to achieve the new bloodline. Run, WWE.
The bloodline is draped in gold.
Acknowledge me.
Demons won't let me go. You can see that my head is low. My head is low.
Everyone wants to know where the demon comes from.
These demons in my head set the tone. Will they ever let me go? Heaven knows.
The demon stands in you.
Take him out! Take him out! One by one.
The demon, Omos, rage inside of me.
Take him out! Take him out! One by one.
Cannot be controlled.
Take him out! Take him out! What? What?
The tribal chief fears no man, no beast, no demon. But they all fear Roman Reigns. Romans have the fire that burns the sun. Love's much brighter than the fires that burn all around you. Extreme rules. Everything's legal and anything goes. You will see the face of the demon, the Universal Champion.
Everybody's buzzing for that match, folks. Don't forget, everybody can play DraftKings, free to play WWE rules, free for a share of $10,000 in prize. Just make your picks for the Roman Reigns, Finn Balor match at the end. Who will lead with the Universal Championship, and what will the method of victory be? If you get one correct, you'll earn your share of the guaranteed $10,000 in cash prize. Be sure to download the DraftKings app, sign up for the code WWE, and play free tonight. Now, our very own Sarah Schreiber is standing by with the Tribal Chief Special Counsel.
Paul, the Demon Finn Balor showed up and looked strong Friday night at Smackdown. Do you think Roman Reigns is taking Finn Balor a little bit more seriously after what happened?
Why? That is the stupidest question I've ever been asked in my entire career. Even Kayla has the sense not to ask me that question, which is why she probably pressured the producer to assign you the task of putting that asinine question in front of me. Either that or Rosenberg won't get off his tuchus and interview me either. Actually, it's not that stupid of a question. We're busted. You're right. We've overlooked the demon. Roman Reigns has been an unworthy champion for 400 days. Oh my God. How did we forget about the demon? Oh, we haven't been taking him seriously. No, Roman Reigns has been eating hamburgers and cheesesteak the whole weekend long. I hope he remembered to show up tonight. And as a matter of fact, when Roman Reigns walks down the aisle, he should put future ex-champion after tonight as part of his graphic. That's how sure it is that the demon is going to win the title this evening against Roman Reigns. Is that what you're looking for? Come on. Be real about this. Your winner. And still Universal Heavyweight Champion. And going on to crown jewel against Brock Lesnar as the champion. Oh. And that's not just a prediction. It's a spoiler.
We're about to take it to the extreme. WWE Extreme Rules. Live watch along reactions live right here on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in and listening. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia of Sports, Cool Hand Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Hit that thumbs up button. Share hashtag WWE, hashtag Extreme Rules. Chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers. Always greatly appreciated. As well, alongside WWE Extreme Rules that is about to begin here at the top of the hour, 8 p.m. Eastern Time this Sunday night, September the 26th, 2021. We'll also be watching NFL Sunday Night Football with the Green Bay Packers and San Francisco 49ers, along with tonight's NASCAR race from Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada. Same place in which the Vegas Raiders just won in overtime for the second time in 3 weeks, defeating the Miami Dolphins. Coming up at halftime of Sunday Night Football, stats and scores from around the league this NFL Week 3 here in 2021. But also tonight, as mentioned, yes, the first pay-per-view since WWE SummerSlam last month that also took place in Vegas. Now they're in the state of Ohio in the city of Columbus. We'll see if anybody walks out on the WWE this evening like a Buckeye did last night. But Extreme Rules this evening. Hell, maybe that player debuts this evening and closes out the show because the first two pay-per-views since the WWE has returned to the road, John Cena and Brock Lesnar returning, have closed those respective shows for Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. Now Extreme Rules tonight on the road to Crown Jewel. That'll be October the 21st, a Thursday, coming up in a few weeks next month. And then SummerSlam, of course, before the holidays roll around with the December pay-per-view. As far as I know, it'll be WWE Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, TLC, along with the new WWE Day 1 pay-per-view on January the 1st. But tonight, WWE Extreme Rules, we actually just witnessed on the kickoff pre-show, Liv Morgan defeat Carmella, and then they added in a six-man tag team match that will actually kick off the show coming up next, live right now on the WWE Network on Peacock. It'll be the New Day with the WWE Champion in Big E, along with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, taking on the man Big E cashed in on to become WWE Champion, the former WWE Champion himself, in the almighty Bobby Lashley, as Lashley teams with AJ Styles and Almost. So a six-man tag with the New Day, along with Lashley, Styles, and Almost, to kick off the show live right now on the WWE Network on Peacock. Also, we have a few women's championship matches from Raw and SmackDown, respectively. Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair for the Raw and Smackdown Women's Championships. However, now with the warning graphic, then now forever together, WWE with the opening video package. So, 6-man tag going to kick off the night. I'd expect then probably Damien Priest, Jeff Hardy, and Sheamus, as Sheamus is getting his rematch here this evening, challenging Damien Priest for the United States Championship, the very title he lost last month at SummerSlam. Jeff Hardy just added into the mix as well to make it a triple threat. So Priest, Sheamus, and Jeff Hardy once again for the U.S. title. I'd expect that probably to be second on the card. Then probably one of the two, or even the SmackDown Tag Team Championships with Usos along with the Street Profits doing battle in that match for those tag team titles respectively. And then one or the other, maybe they go women's, that tag team, and then the other women's, along with the co-main event being Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. So yeah, we'll see Charlotte and Alexa first. That'll be for the Raw Women's title, I would think. And then Becky and Bianca for the SmackDown Women's title as well. And then tonight's main event of the evening will be the big dog Tribal Chief, who sits at the head of the table, who we should all acknowledge, our current WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion of the world in Roman Reigns, as he'll defend against the returning Demon Finn Balor. So now a total of 7 matches on the card, 6 to go here on the main card, as the one Liv Morgan Carmella was on the kickoff pre-show. So 8 p.m. Eastern time here. I'd expect a 2.5, maybe 3-hour pay-per-view till 11 o'clock later on this evening. Nothing sooner than that. It'll be at least a 2-hour show till 10. I'd expect, though, at least till 10:30, potentially 11. I mean, hell, they could run past midnight if they'd want to. But at the same time, it's not SummerSlam, and it's not August in Vegas. They are in Columbus, inside an actual arena here at the end of September, which all that, what I just said, really doesn't matter. I mean, they're still going to do what they want in the end regardless, but it's Extreme Rules. It's not SummerSlam. And normally during Extreme Rules, you have Extreme Rules matches. Well, up until just within the past week, there were no Extreme Rules matches. They did have the stipulation, though, for the Reigns-Balor Universal Championship match, tonight's main event. That'll be the one and only Extreme Rules match on the card. So, I mean, it is what it is. A little disappointing, to be honest with you. I mean, of course, yeah, a few championship matches, but really there's only one as the pyro hits to kick off the night, and a shit ton of it for tonight's pay-per-view. Really, the only match I'm interested and excited for is, in fact, the main event with Roman Reigns and the returning Demon Finn Balor, trying to recapture the same Universal Championship he never lost. He had to relinquish it very shortly after he won 5 years ago at SummerSlam against Seth frickin' Rollins. Rollins seems to still be in a feud with Edge. Edge going to be on Smackdown this upcoming week during the first night of the WWE Draft. So we'll see how that goes. Of course, Crown Jewel and then Survivor Series. So they'll have their pick on what they'll want to do with some upcoming matches with the ongoing feuds, on where they'll want to put them on, coming up over the next few weeks and months to come. What shows, whether it be a Raw, NXT now 2.0, which just complete trash if you ask myself. And then, as well with Smackdown on Friday nights on Fox. But something like that, yeah, for sure. Going to be on a pay-per-view. Just depends on when they want to pull the trigger, so to speak. So here comes Big E, WWE Champion himself, with the New Day. They'll take on Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, and almost in a 6-man tag to kick off the night here. Thank you once again for tuning in and listening. Audio only live watch along reactions of WWE Extreme Rules along with NFL Sunday Night Football, Packers, and 49ers. That'll kick off in about 15 minutes or so. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. That thumbs up button. Use the hashtag NFL now as well. Sunday Night Football about to kick off, but hashtag WWE, hashtag Extreme Rules as well. Chat questions and comments. Super chats, super stickers, always great appreciated. Hell, you can use the hashtag NASCAR with hashtag NASCAR playoffs as well, as we got the NASCAR race on this evening. Two, want to be shocked if the WWE, adds in a few segments and or matches here tonight for Extreme Rules. Whether that be a squash match, say for the 24/7 title, or if that involves a backstage promo or an interview of some sorts. Only time will tell. I'm sure we'll get Postman Pierce and Sonya Deville, WWE's on-TV corporate team, if you will, nowadays, discussing something. But here comes AJ Styles, getting a big pop from the crowd, as expected. So, AJ still almost, unfortunately, in a tag team. No RK Bro tonight, but Orton was in a championship match against Lashley for the WWE title a few weeks back, and that was the same night that, of course, Lashley defeated Orton, but then shortly then after, Big E came out and cashed in to become WWE champion. So Big E's currently in an ongoing feud with Lashley. They added this match just like an hour or so ago. Of course, getting these 6 on the card now tonight to add another match as well. So probably realize, oh shit, we probably don't have enough to get us through to what time we want to be done. Now here comes Bobby Lashley, all by his lonesome now. No more MVP. He's sidelined with a enclosed storyline injury, but he has had surgery, so it is serious. It is for real. He's gonna be off TV for a little bit, it seems like, and then maybe at some point in time they get their business back together or something they should never broke up to begin with. But it's what it is. As always, they're gonna do what they want, so we gotta live with it, whether we like it or not. So yeah, here comes Lashley. I'd expect the New Day to win this. Not unless we get some type of interference and it ends in a DQ. But yeah, no, at least from Raw, no RK Bro, because this is technically a Raw match. It's a 6-man tag with Raw competitors, even though Big E's still technically on Smackdown. He'll get switched over within the next week because the draft's coming up. And he's a WWE champion. He's going to be on Raw. Now, who knows? It might end the brand split. We'll have so-and-so on Raw, so-and-so on SmackDown all the time then. And then there's going to be even more people getting lost in the shuffle at that point. Just wait. That's how it'll work out. Or hell, who knows? They might put, Big E and the New Day on SmackDown and switch up the main championships and put Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw, because they're, as always anymore, all it seems like is they're worried about the goddamn ratings. But yeah, we'll see what happens here tonight. Like I said, other than RK Bro from Raw, Drew McIntyre would be another that is not penciled in for anything currently tonight during Extreme Rules. He'll be going to SmackDown come next week. Karrion Kross sort of been off TV the past few weeks as well. I remember that video package, I believe it was last week on Raw, they aired for him. The Elias stuff has sort of gone away. So maybe, I don't know, something with them tonight. I highly doubt it, though. They'll probably wait until tomorrow night on Raw. Keith Lee's another one that, actually, he wrestled a dark match on Friday, which I saw in person because I was on SmackDown the other night. Videos from that will be uploaded on Tuesday, so keep an eye out for those. I also have more upcoming professional wrestling videos from both the WWE and AEW over the next few weeks as well, so keep an eye out right here on the channel. Be sure to subscribe, notify bell next to it as well, so you can stay up to date. I'll also be at Smackdown this coming Friday for the first night of the draft, and then an AEW Dynamite with a Rampage taping with AEW Dark and Dark Elevation as well. So keep an eye out for all those videos. But now we're underway here in the opening contest of WWE Extreme Rules. Morrison's another one that's been put on the back burner because Miz is on Dancing with the Stars now, and the timing just with all that just didn't equal out. And I get they did what they did right beforehand, and of course they can come back to it, but it's like they honestly probably should have waited. But at the same time, Miz isn't there now. Morrison's not doing anything anyway. I mean, he was there with Cross, squirting squirt guns at each other, but yeah, with the really only other superstars, whatever you want to call them, wrestlers, superstars, professional athletes from Monday Night Raw, other than RK Bro, and then, like I said, with McIntyre, at least that have been on TV as of lately, and then Keith Lee and Karen Cross, I guess, would be the others. There's not really anybody that would, of course, make sense to have anything tonight for Extreme Rules, but at the same time, who knows how the Crown Jewel card's going to look like, and then pay-per-view worthy matches that probably should be taking place tonight, and then probably won't take place Crown Jewel. They'll end up putting on Raw or SmackDown over the next 2 months before Survivor Series, or just wait until Survivor Series and drag it all out, and then we'll be sick of it by then. And then they'll continue it into the new year, and we'll go from there. But like the tag team divisions, I mean, I get we have a SmackDown Tag Team Championship match tonight with the Usos defending against Street Profits, but it's gotten better, yeah, no doubt about it. But at the same time, it's still steady. They're still just not barely squeaking by, but just as they know could be, 10 times better. It's like, I don't get why they don't roll with it, but yeah, we know it could be 10 times better. They know it, so. And then Big E in the meantime tags in. It's Big E and Lashley here in this six-man tag to kick off the Extreme Rules pay-per-view this evening. I mean, okay, we had a mid-card championship match on SmackDown Friday night with Shinsuke Nakamura defending against Apollo Crews. Of course, not on the card tonight, so that's why they had it then, but they do have the Triple Threat U.S. Championship match this evening with Priest, Sheamus, and Jeff Hardy. Other than, say, I have to include, like I said earlier, Seth Rollins and Edge, which they're going to hold off. I'm surprised they didn't add Corbin and Owens for tonight, but they might do that on an upcoming SmackDown. Maybe next week. Maybe in the weeks to come. Who knows what's going to happen in the WWE draft? I don't even think they know what the hell they're going to be doing yet. And you have the Mysterios with, Rey and Dominic sort of button heads right now, and then, Sami Zayn on Friday night, sticking his foot into the mix. So, talk about the tag teams. Well, sort of had a challenge laid down for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships with Rhea Ripley and Nikki Cross, almost superhero. I don't know how long it takes her to almost become a superhero, but it's been 2 months too long. But they just defeated Natalya and Tamina, and now Tegan Nox and Chelsea Blackheart want their due. They want their title shot because they, no doubt about, deserve it. And then, depending on what happens tonight, we'll go from there. So, been waiting all day for Sunday night in the meantime, too. Sunday Night Football about to kick off with the Green Bay Packers and San Francisco 49ers, as it'll be Aaron Rodgers returning to the Bay Area Supposedly he wanted traded there if they were going to deal him this past offseason. Of course, that did not happen. It is still Jimmy Garoppolo, and they drafted Trey Lance out of North Dakota State in the first round this past year as well. Should be a good one. Rematch against the championship game from a few years back. Expecting a good game. Hoping for a good game at least. But been a good weekend for football. It really has. I mean, but what weekend during the fall isn't a good weekend during football season? So sort of a rhetorical question, but yeah. Hoping for a good game this evening. We'll see what gives. There's Rogers. There's Jimmy G. If I'd have to pick a winner, just knowing how the Packers played on the road a couple weeks ago against the Saints. Ghetto's neutral site down in Jacksonville because of the hurricane. But Niners are looking good right now. It's really a toss-up, it is. I mean, you have Green Bay, who lost week 1, got blown out, and then as we have Al Michaels, and here's the guy, Chris Collinsworth, sliding on in. Last Monday night, the Packers at home were down at half against the Lions, who lost on a NFL record game-winning 66-yard field goal by Justin Tucker, and Baltimore defeated Detroit today on the road up in Motown. Packers and Lions were in a close one, but then come second half, they shut them out and scored however many unanswered it was, and ended up winning, I think it was 21, because they won 35-17, from what I can recall last Monday night. So with all that being said, I'm going to pick Green Bay to win this. We'll see by the end of the night if that comes to fruition or not. But NBC on the call. Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, along with Michelle Tafoya. Karen Underwood bringing us in as, once again, we've been waiting all day for Sunday night. We've got a good one next Sunday night, too, with the Buccaneers and Patriots as Tom Brady returns Foxborough to take on his old team. I'll have live watch long reactions of that next Sunday night. But before then, of course, tomorrow, Monday Night Football, Monday Night Raw, the post of Extreme Rules this evening. And then next weekend with more college football in the NFL with Thursday Night Football, as we'll see a live side-by-side with, in college at least, Miami and Virginia. But the go-to game, the feature, is in fact the Jacksonville Jaguars and Cincinnati Bengals. With the Bengals defeating the Steelers earlier, and then Jacksonville losing at home, blowing the lead, and losing to Arizona. So Thursday, live watch along reactions live here on YouTube of the NFL with Thursday Night Football to kick off Week 4 with Jacksonville and Cincinnati once more. This upcoming Saturday night, Indiana, Penn State in college football. Next Sunday, doubleheader with the Steelers and these Green Bay Packers that are on the road tonight in San Fran, Sunday Night Football, along with next Sunday night with Sunday Night Football then as well, with the Buccaneers and Patriots after both teams lost today. New England lost at home to New Orleans, and Tampa lost on the road against the LA Rams. And the next Monday night as well, with once again Monday Night Football. As tomorrow, it's Philly and Dallas. Next Monday night, it's Vegas and the LA Chargers. And then, of course, Monday Night Raw next Monday as well. As will be after night Extreme Rules on the road to Crown Jewel. So this six-man tag kickoff of the night continues. As currently, it is Bobby Lashley going after and taking out all the New Day, throwing Big E there into the barricade. AJ and Almost standing together, sort of like hugging it out for some reason in the corner. I don't know if AJ got slammed the wrong way or just trying to sell, acting as if, okay, this is what's going on, but I'm fine. Lashley with a big power slam, cover 1-2, kick out by Kofi Kingston. So, yeah, hopefully you'll tune in for all those live watch-along reactions here coming up over the next week or so. And as mentioned, as always, Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. But keep an eye out for those upcoming professional wrestling videos as well from both the WWE and AEW with World Wrestling Entertainment and All Elite Wrestling. So all you have to do is hit that red subscribe button, little notification bell next to it as well. Easiest way to stay updates on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and right here on YouTube. Links in the description below. Scroll down, check them out. Thumbs up button, along with that red subscribe button, notification bell, so you can get notified when a new video is published. Share. Hashtag for tonight is WWE, along with Extreme Rules and the NFL. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers, always greatly appreciated. Unfortunately, due to copyright, cannot show the event, but thank you for tuning in and listening. Normally would be watching, but audio only once again this evening. But thank you, always greatly appreciated. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. 6-man tag, Big E working Kofi Kingston again, as it's the New Day, along with Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, and Almost to kick off the night. Tag made, here comes Xavier Woods, as this is a Monday Night Raw match. We've got Jimmy Smith along with Corey Graves and Byron Saxton on the call. Earlier during the kickoff pre-show, there were a few technical difficulties. We're having some issues with the Liv Morgan Carmella match, at least for the audio for the commentary. And I mean, you could still hear Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, but then for some reason, even if you had it on whatever language you have selected, of course for myself English, you could still hear the English being played with Cole and McAfee, but then for some reason the Spanish audio for their commentators was also being played at the same time, like over top of it, and you could hear both, and it was sort of getting annoying, but they've since fixed it, so all good there. I was going to ask if it was still going on by the time this show started, if anybody else had realized that or had it going on for themselves too, if it was happening to them, if they noticed it. But yeah, at least with Peacock, it's getting there. I think for the most part, they have everything that was on the network before. They have uploaded now on the WWE Network on Peacock, because they said, you know, by August, well, it's September, so of course I haven't looked in depth as we're underway on Sunday Night Football as well. 49ers kick off. Packers back deep to receive. They'll be going right to left across your television screen, radio and audio dial to begin this ball game with Aaron Rodgers out of Cal, back home in the Bay Area, with Aaron Jones in the backfield, along with Devontae Adams, Randall Cobb, and Big Bob Tunyon, Robert Tunyon, at tight end as well. So Green Bay, San Fran underway on Sunday Night Football. But all the issues Peacock, as I was saying, that they've had since acquiring the network, especially once they got back to the road, like Money in the Bank during the ladder match, there were some issues. I know there's another pay-per-view as well. Can't remember exactly which one. Hell, it might have been SummerSlam last month. I don't think it was. I know it was Money in the Bank. Might have been one before then. That it's like, why fix something that ain't broken? Sort of like NXT. Now we have to deal with, at least I don't, because I'm not watching it anymore. NXT 2.0 with no more Samoa Joe as champion. I know that much. I know Ciampa's NXT champion now, but and I get it, just trying to do something new, fresh start, change up NXT, but no, just not for me. It's not the same, and it's just going to take way too long to get accustomed to it. And myself personally, I had said, okay, I'll watch the first week, which I did. I haven't watched it since though, which it's only been another, 1 or 2 episodes. I think 2 will be this Tuesday. But they didn't give me a reason to come back and watch it again. So I said, screw it. why should I watch it? Especially with everything new that they're doing, and it's like, really, it's not believable anymore. Felt like, honestly, watching like something on a cartoon show, whether it be actually Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon or Disney or I had said it was as Styles rolls up Big E, kick out at 2, that it was sort of a mix like with professional wrestling and a Bob Ross painting. That's what it seemed like. And like some of the stuff stayed the same, but of course they changed everything else up, and it's like WWE is strictly now sports entertainment. You want to watch pro wrestling, you watch it on Wednesday nights at 8 and Friday nights at 10. Even though SmackDown's the best show in the WWE right now, followed by Raw and then NXT, and then, of course, you got your pay-per-views for both, but yeah. I mean, it is what it is. They're still going to do what they want, but I sure as hell ain't watching NXT anytime soon. Completely done watching the third, not even black and yellow brand for the WWE anymore. It's Rainbow Splish Splash watercolor show. Really, that's all it is. With Braun Breakers kicking ass. Fuck off my ass. Jesus Christ. Like, no. Just no. So, it was 1st and 10 for the Packers. Rodgers had a pass deflected. Actually caught it himself and then went down. So 2nd and 14. Looking to throw from inside the red zone. Going to tuck it and run. Slide at the 12. Would be 3rd down for Green Bay. Another tag made. Here comes Big E. As Kofi goes flying over the top rope, almost like punches him in midair. And now Styles getting back up. Gonna take out Xavier ringside. Big E and Lashley in the ring as Lashley slams him down. Of course, boos from the crowd, but Lashley's supposed to be that dominant heel. Here comes a tag. AJ tags himself in, actually. Now they're talking with each other. AJ going to go phenomenal form. But then Lashley tags himself in from behind, so Bobby Lashley is a legal man. And then Lashley was going to go for a spear on Big E, but spears Styles instead. And then a Big E, big ending on Bobby Lashley cover. 1, 2, 3. There's your finish. That was actually a good finish to this opening 6-man tag team match to kick off Extreme Rules tonight. So the New Day with the win as your WWE champion. Big E pins the man he defeated a few weeks back to become WWE champion, cashing in his Money in the Bank in the process of doing so. As the New Day, Big E, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods defeats AJ Styles, Almost, and Bobby Lashley here to kick off WWE Extreme Rules. So once again, thank you for tuning in and listening to my WWE Extreme Rules live watch-along reactions live right here on YouTube. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool and Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. The thumbs up button, share hashtag Extreme Rules, chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers. Always greatly appreciated. Packers going to have to settle for a field goal. This isn't from 66 yards out, though. Justin Tucker setting an NFL record earlier. This Mason Crosby kick, though, is still up and good from 54 yards out. Might have had enough from 60, but hey, it doesn't matter. 3 points is 3 points. They got on the board, even with their drive stalling, and the Packers on the road early on Sunday Night Football lead San Francisco 49ers 3-0. Big E, Kofi, and Xavier, the New Day. Langston, Kingston, and Woods pick up the win, defeating Lashley, Styles, and Almost as they celebrate when's the next Big E WWE Championship title defense? I mean, really, he hasn't even defended the title yet. So technically, when's the first Big E WWE Championship title bout against Bobby Lashley? Because that's the route they're going to be taking. That's the feud. Unless, of course, things get shook up in the WWE draft that's upcoming over the next week or so. I mean, I would have to think Crown Jewel, just because come Survivor Series, you know, it's brand versus brand. It's whatever champion, say with Roman Reigns on SmackDown as the Universal Champion, it'll be him taking on Big E at that pay-per-view as he's the WWE Champion. Sort of like, okay, it'd be Nakamura and Damien Priest right now, Intercontinental and United States. You know, it's always like that for Survivor Series. It's still considered a Big Four, Big Five. I mean, really, my eyes, it's not. It really never has been. You know, it's Mania, SummerSlam, the Royal Rumble. I've always liked Money in the Bank. It sets the course for the next year in the WWE. And hell, coming off of Money in the Bank 2 months ago, the first pay-per-view back, we've had 2 successful cash-ins from the men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder match winners this year in 2021 from back in July, with the very next night after, Nikki ASH, of course, cashing in and becoming WWE Raw Women's Champion before losing at SummerSlam, and then Big E just 2 weeks ago on Raw, cashing in and becoming WWE Champion, defeating Bobby Lashley. So at least they got that right, because over the past 2 years they haven't. But now, what do we got? The WWE Smackdown Tag Team Championships. It'll be, here come the Street Profits, actually. It'll be the Usos defending against Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, the Street Profits. The SmackDown Tag Team Championships, so Jimmy and Jay Uso defending against the Street Profits. Montez was actually in the main event on SmackDown Friday night, losing to the big dog Roman Reigns before the Demon Finn Balor came out, of course, jumping off the top turnbuckle, ringside, taking out the Bloodline to close out the show, which was pretty cool. Saw that right in front of myself. As mentioned, videos from that event. Not as many as usual. If I remember, I'll put the reasoning why in the description below. I'm not going to talk about it tonight by any means, but yeah, not as many videos as previous events. I mean, there's still a decent amount. Always try to get an average of about 10. It's a little less than that, unfortunately, but yeah, those videos, so keep an eye out for them, will be uploaded this upcoming Tuesday. I thought SmackDown really wasn't that good of a show because, well, one, it was a go-home show, and then two, just with what they had penciled in and what they added. I mean, the main event really wasn't even that good. Of course, Reigns won. He submitted Montez Ford, but the ending was the best part, I thought. I mean, it started, you know, good with the man Becky Lynch of Bianca Belair, who then wrestled the dark match post SmackDown on Friday night, as we actually see a replay from SmackDown last Friday, just 48 hours ago. It was Reigns and Montez Ford in the main event. Of course, the Usos then came out. They had to as Reigns, hit him with a steel chair too many times. They had to set up a new table because the announce table broke, which that'll be on Botchamania, but they put Montez through a regular folding table, and then that's when Balor, of course, came out and took them all out to close out the show. So, I mean, we did see an Intercontinental Championship match too with Nakamura and Cruz, but like after the first half hour of the show, it sort of, I thought, went downhill a little bit. I don't know about anybody else, what they thought about SmackDown the other night. One, if you were there, or two, if you watched it from home. But it seems like there's just a lot of backstage stuff, whether that be interviews or promos, and really out in the ring, saw a few more things, but nothing really that interested myself. But yeah, there's a lot of backstage stuff with, like after the first half hour, I thought with, like I said, whether it be interview or promo or just a lot of recaps from, the previous few shows. But really, all Go Home Show is they're getting settled in for the upcoming pay-per-view, which is now tonight for Extreme Rules. So, I mean, I would think both Raw and SmackDown should be pretty good this week, hopefully. I've thought Raw the past 2 weeks arguably have been two of the best Raws they've had, at least since they've returned to the road. I thought the past 2 weeks of Raw have been pretty good, actually. Of course, they know they have to step it up because they're head-to-head with Monday Night Football again here in the fall, all football season long. But, yeah, keep an eye out for those videos, as mentioned, and then there will be more in the near future. Just keep an eye out for those when those are published as well. All do is subscribe. You subscribe, notification bell, you'll get notified whenever they're published. Because they could be published this day, that day, somewhere in between. Maybe a day that never has existed before, for all we know. But, yeah. Here we go. SmackDown Tag Team Championships on the line. Jimmy and Jey Uso, the Usos, defending against Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, the Street Profits here. The second match of the evening for WWE. Extreme Rules, as we hear some "We Want the Smoke" chants from the crowd, and now they're continuing to grow louder and louder. So, we want the smoke, I guess. Do you want the smoke? Do I want the smoke? I guess we want the smoke is what they're saying. Yeah, no shit. But no, I'd be shocked if the Street Profits won, just especially with Reigns, not anytime soon at least, losing the WWE Universal Championship. I mean, if he loses to Lesnar, I'd be really surprised, especially going into the Survivor Series, and then, because they could work it until Mania, which that's, gonna be how it goes anyway. Because Reigns ain't losing anytime soon, so why would you have the Usos lose the SmackDown tag titles and, break up the bloodline as, current champions all the way around? Because Reigns is, since he returned last summer at SummerSlam, you'll never see it coming, and then winning the Universal title a week later at Payback, as he's been champion now for 13 months. Defeating everybody he defeated in that calendar year, and then just as of late, of course, with John Cena returning, defeating him also at SummerSlam, and now the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar's returned. Well, it's only going to make Reigns look 10 times stronger than what he already is, defeating Cena, Lesnar, and then they get to Survivor Series. Well, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's rumored to be returning, so we'll see if that happens or not. And then if that happens at Mania, well, in the meantime, Reigns is just going to go over him, defeat The Rock, which who would have thought they'd ever see that happen? But that's the thing, long-term wise, for booking, for the storyline, for the bloodline at least, with Reigns and company, the Usos, who are defending their SmackDown Tag Team Championships right now at Extreme Rules against Street Profits. It only makes sense to have Reigns go over because Rock's not going to be around, as he always would have been in the past. And hell, he hasn't been around in a couple years, because when he does come back, at least, it's only for one show, or, he hasn't had a serious run, I guess you could say, in about a decade. And before that, it was a decade before that. So, yeah, Reigns ain't losing anytime soon, so why, back to this, why would you have the Usos lose as well? It wouldn't make sense. Not unless you'd have them win, titles back, right away, proving that, okay, they're still relevant, I guess you could say, still capable of being in the bloodline, because that would piss Reigns off, of course, play it out storyline-wise, well, you better get these back, something like that, It'll be interesting to see what happens, of course, no doubt about it. But that's why, we got to sit down and watch, because once again, they're going to do what they want, regardless in the end. It is what it is. Like, we got to live with it one way or another, because we're not running the show. We're not, creatively booking it. But, and if that was 10 times better, as I always said, you don't have to worry about all the small things that they're always worried about, because people would be watching. But that's okay. While they're keeping us on the edge of our seat, making sure we're tuning in and watching every week. So Montez Ford trying to tag in Angelo Dawkins. And then Montez with a flip. Uso into the corner. Did Montez Ford get a few new tattoos recently? Or am I just realizing that right now? If he's had them. Somebody knows, let me know in the comments. Tag made on both ends. Here comes Jimmy Uso and Angelo Dawkins. They are the legal competitors now in the Smackdown Tag Team Championship matchup. Angelo off the ropes. Nice running bulldog. Over the top rope he goes. Usos with a kick sending them ringside. Off the ropes. Usos go now as well. Suicide dive. They get caught and then picked up and slammed down. And then another suicide dive, but then a big right hand. So the Street Profits in full control right now of the Usos here tonight. Hashtag Extreme Rolls. We want tables chance. I mean, hell, it is Extreme Rolls, and as bad as you sort of book the show, at least stipulation-wise, you only have one Extreme Rolls match. Like, give me a break. Off the top rope, nice vertical suplex. And then, okay, now cover 1, 2, looked like a DDT, but I guess it ended up being a neck breaker. Yeah, I guess you could say that might be cool. Tag made, here comes Montez. First and goal for the Pack from the 1-yard line. Rogers in the gun. Running back Aaron Jones to his right. Devontae Adams in motion. Fake the give. Pass complete. Touchdown Green Bay. Devontae Adams in the end zone for 6. They extend their lead on Sunday Night Football, and this is back-to-back, at least, football and professional live streams that are together. We're back-to-back with Raw, Monday Night Football, which was Raw and the Packers, and now tonight it's the pay-per-view for the WWE and wrestling and the Packers on Sunday Night Football on the road. So back-to-back events, back-to-back games in less than a week. Extra point up and good, as Green Bay now leads by double digits.
Oozing through Dawkins' body, saving themselves. Usos are smelling blood in the water.
Ooh, so nice drive-by with the rear view. Tag made. Montez is legal. Montez gonna frog splash now off the top rope. Knees up though. Cover from the Usos. 1, 2. Kick out at 2.5. Quick roll up Montez. No, kick up by the Usos. Match going to continue here. Nice Pele kick to the back of the head. Another tag made. Here comes Angelo Dawkins again.
Dawkins is the legal man. Once again, Street Profits, one of the most talented tag teams in wrestling. Montez Ford gingerly, slowly making his way up to the top rope. That gave a lot of time to Jey Uso to be able to counter.
Usos with a reversal and then a super kick. Now the Usos are going to go for their own frog splash here. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out at 2.5. Now we got a lot of near falls for this finish.
The Street Profits are still in this thing. Quite frankly, neither can I. Uso splash.
This is awesome chance as well. This match isn't really that good. I mean, it is. It's not as good as a 6-man tag and kickoff night, though. And it probably won't be as good as Reigns and Balor later on. And it sucks for Finn because, you know, the Demon persona is coming back, and they're just going to have him lose. It really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, it does, but it doesn't more so than not. Montez rolling the Usos back in the ring after a splash ringside. Another frog splash in the ring. That does connect. Cover. 1, 2, and then a breakup by the Usos. Once again, match continues. This is awesome, and it seems like they got a sold-out crowd for Extreme Rules. As they give us an aerial shot inside the arena. Another tag made. Uso's going to go for a double super kick. Dawkins is the one who takes it, as Montez is legal in the ring. And then a quick roll up, 1, 2, kick out, 2.5. Double super kick to the front and back of the head. Cover, or going to go for another splash. A double splash, actually, from opposite corners. Yep. And then a double pin. 1, 2, 3. Usos do in fact retain as thought. Good match. Not great, but a good match. Usos still your tag team champions on Friday Night Smackdown. What's next, though? That's the question. Probably Charlotte and Alexa, and then Priest, Sheamus, and Hardy. Down since day one-ish. Down since day one, bitch. Yeah, I'd have to think it'll be Charlotte and Alexa next, followed by Damien Priest, Sheamus, and Jeff Hardy. Then the co-main event with Becky and Bianca. And then the main event of the evening, the Extreme Rules match, the one and only Extreme Rules match tonight. During Extreme Rules, at least it's not a horror show, and we're not getting an eye for an eye or a swamp fight this evening. But it'll be Roman Reigns and the Demon Finn Balor for the Universal Championship. And like I said, we'll see if they add in anything backstage for, interview promo-wise or something else out in the ring. Okay, Bobby Lashley cutting a promo backstage as I speak. Coming off the six-man tag team loss to kick off the show. Lashley calling out Big E. He's daring him to fight him. He's daring him to be a man. What, is Raw going to turn into Double Dare now, just as NXT's turned into the shit show it's turned into as of late? Okay, so Lashley's laying down a challenge. I think tomorrow on Raw, we'll hear from Big E. They'll probably promote that throughout the day. Tonight on Raw, we'll hear from WWE Champion Big E with his response to Bobby Lashley's challenge from last night, Extreme Rules. I can already see the damn headline. That's exactly how it'll go tomorrow night on Raw. And we'll be watching Raw tomorrow night, too, with Monday Night Football. So be sure to tune back in for those live watch-along reactions. Then, as well, with the Eagles and Cowboys for Monday Night Football on WWE Monday Night Raw, as they'll be in Cincinnati, home of the Bengals, after they defeated the Steelers earlier on the road today. And then Baltimore and Nashville over the next week for SmackDown and Raw for the WWE Draft as well, before they head out west. And then WWE Crown Jewel over in Saudi Arabia for the blood money, as in the meantime we see a WWE Crown Jewel video package for the promo highlighting that upcoming show. It'll be Thursday, October the 21st at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So a Thursday, mid to late October, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, WWE Crown Jewel. However, change is coming. The WWE Draft kicks off this upcoming Friday, the 1st of October, actually. So brand new month, but an epic two-night event begins this Friday on Fox. And then we'll continue next Monday night on the USA Network on both SmackDown and Raw, respectively, for the 2021 WWE Draft. Then on to Crown Jewel and Survivor Series before, as expected, as heard at least, rumor is TLC, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, will be the December pay-per-view. Of course, plans could change. I know recently they actually just changed the date of that show. They moved it back a week. It's going to be, instead of a week and a half before Christmas, it'll be the Sunday before Christmas now. So, video package, yeah, it'll be Charlotte Flair, Give Me a Woo, laying the hammer down on Alexa Bliss tonight at Extreme Rules for the Raw Women's Championship. So, video package highlighting their storyline right now. Matchup to follow. Alexa, of course, from Columbus, will get a major pop. Maybe one of the loudest we've heard in quite a while, at least since they've returned to the road. But she stood tall on Raw. I mean, standing tall on a go-home doesn't mean anything a whole lot anymore anyway, but Charlotte's not losing this title anytime soon, I don't think. I'd love for Alexa to win the title, no doubt about it, don't get me wrong. But then they also like to have, say, whoever it is, instance for Alexa Bliss here tonight, in their hometown, or close to their hometown, whatever city they're in, they always have whoever it is end up losing. Whether it's a pay-per-view, Raw, SmackDown, just a show in general, even a house show, for God's sake, so it doesn't have to be a TV. They'll lose. Just for a prank. Just to, hey, basically, this is where you're from, but you're no good because you just lost, basically. One of those. Of course, the Lily doll's been the major focal point in this story. And then Alexa gifted a few weeks back on Raw Charlotte her own Charlotte doll, which just a Lily doll, but it looks like Charlotte Flair. They added some hair and one of those mini championships to it, along with what looks to be some makeup. But yeah, this is a doll match basically, with the dolls, but then the real life dolls of Charlotte and Alexa for the Raw Women's Championship coming up next. So, in the comments below what you've thought so far of Extreme Rules. If you're currently watching, thank you for listening as well. But then also who you have winning this upcoming match and the following matches to follow. As we're already an hour into the show, 2 matches in, third to come. Yeah, we might only get a 2.5 hour show, be done by 10:30. 11 at the latest, no doubt about it. That's only if they're gonna add something else in, because if they're gonna go at this pace, you'll have this match going for 15 minutes. You'll have the U.S. title match to follow, then the main event with the co-main event right before that. So that's 3 matches an hour, and there's 7 matches. Well, with 1 on the kickoff pre-show that already happened, so 6 on the main card, and you're doing 2 an hour. So I mean, yeah, about 2.5 hour 3 show, but of course you'll have your commercials, all your video packages as well. Add all that time into it. Yeah, they could get to 11. It'll be done between 10:30 and 11, but this will be 15. They'll give the triple threat probably 15 as well. And then, well, maybe by the end of the hour, we'll have the co-main event done with. And then if they give, okay, Reigns and Balor a half hour, an hour, well, there's your 10:30, 11 o'clock. We'll see how it goes. But here comes Alexa Bliss with Lily. It seems like they've, what the hell? They literally just cut out of her entrance to give us whatever the hell this commercial is for Peacock. Is this happening to anybody else right now? They just randomly cut out of entrances now and go to commercial breaks? Somebody screwed up. Somebody really just fucked the hell up. But it seemed like they piped in, not boos, but they just turned down the cheers for Alexa's entrance. Because she's supposed to be a heel for one. But she's over. Charlotte's supposed to be the true heel in the feud with the 2 of them. Yeah, what the hell? Since when do you cut from, other than on a TV for Raw or NXT or Smackdown, and then you'll say, coming up next, following the break, this match will be going on. Like, okay, she gets the entrance right before the break. But especially on a pay-per-view, when do you cut and not say anything during an entrance for a pay-per-view? Like, what the hell? Do they not realize they're having some major technical difficulties once again with Peacock here tonight? Like, this is pathetic. You can't do that. I mean, they just did, but you can't do that and expect not people to get mad. Here comes Charlotte. Alexa in the corner talking with Lily.
The bigger the stage, the brighter the lights, the more Charlotte Flair excels. And what she
This match should be alright. I don't know about, being a good match by any means. I'm sure we'll get a botch or 2. No offense to either, but just how it normally goes with at least one of these 2 in a big type of match like this, especially Charlotte. She'll be probably trying to do a little too much, and we'll see if she flips off the crowd this time.
The same way that Charlotte treated that terrible Charlie doll. Tell you what, there is a chance, Corey. There is a distinct possibility that perhaps, just perhaps, Charlotte Flair is not taking Alexa Bliss seriously. The opening contest scheduled for one fall is for the Raw Women's Championship. Introducing the challenger, Alexa Bliss.
So Alexa being introduced, they don't announce her, hey, this is where she's from. Yeah, they do it for Charlotte, though, of course. They didn't do it for Alexa because she's from Columbus, and that's where they're at tonight. Of course, she's getting booed after Alexa got cheered. And they said the challenger, Alexa Bliss. They didn't say from Columbus, Ohio. They just said, they could have said Orlando, Florida. That's where she's living at now, but yeah, neither though. But then they say from the Queen City for Charlotte, from Charlotte, North Carolina, you know. It's just how they operate. Hashtag Extreme Rules, which is trending #1 in the U.S. Be sure to use that hashtag when you share now on social media, along with a new hashtag, hashtag Women's Title. Bell rings, match underway. And it is Charlotte Flair defending her Raw Women's Championship against Alexa Bliss, the goddess herself, who, with a Lily doll in her corner, might help her, might hurt her this evening. We'll see. Only time will tell. Packers with an interception, celebrating in the end zone. It wasn't pick six, but they're all down in the end zone now celebrating. It's 10-0. Green Bay on the road here early second quarter. They lock up middle of the ring, and here we go. Charlotte and Alexa for the Raw Women's Championship.
The skin of the queen is disrespect her. That's what she believes the crowd is doing. Around and around, Alexa Bliss goes down. Charlotte Flair in the cover from Bliss. Overlooked his heart.
Nice drop kick, and then a missed DDT with the reversal from Charlotte. And then a big boot misses over the top rope. She goes ringside now in front of the announce table. And then Alexa with a cannonball taking her out ringside, standing on the steel steps, getting cheered from the crowd.
But Alexa needs to keep her foot on the gas pedal and not give Flair any time to recover.
5 count from the official. She gets back into the ring. Alexa sitting in the middle of the ropes. Charlotte going to turn around. She actually catches her, drops her, and then power slams her.
She's clearly the stronger competitor. Flair is not here for mind games, for tricks, for hocus pocus. Charlotte Flair, quite simply, is here to be the best to ever do. What starts with it is that intensity in her eyes, focused on Alexa Bliss. You want to play mind games, you want to give me a dollar, this is how I'm going to treat you when it's you and me in the ring. Notice that Charlotte Flair feels like this match is beneath her.
Charlotte breaks the hold. Of course, if she wouldn't have, she would have been DQ'd. Still would, with a disqualification, retain her championship, though, because she is the current champion.
Destroyed Eva Marie in that match. Doesn't have to be. To the cover. Oh, kick out by Alexa Bliss. Now a look of frustration beginning to wash over the face of Charlotte Flair. There was much shortcoming of Charlotte Flair. It is her emotions. We've seen her lose control of her emotions, which is tough to the queen in the past. Oh, you can use that emotion to twist your opponent's spine. Agonizing position for Alexa to be in.
Alexa with a kick out. Now Charlotte has her in a submission, foot to the back of her neck and pulling on her arms. Trying to get Alexa to submit. Alexa fighting out of it, gonna reverse. Charlotte with a big kick of her own to the gut. Now they're gonna... What the hell are they trying to do here?
Position for Alexa Bliss. All the blood rushing at Bliss's head. Her spine being bent in wrong direction. The Queen is torturing Alexa Bliss.
Charlotte just has Alexa on her back. She's holding on to her feet, has her on her back, but this really isn't doing a whole lot. It's not. I think it's doing more harm for Charlotte because Alexa's now on her shoulders. Powerbomb, though, maybe into the corner. Actually, no. Alexa reverses it face first, goes Charlotte in the bottom turnbuckle.
Alexa, a few valuable moments to recover, replaying her game, and can Bliss make something happen? That's why she's a 12-time champion. That ability to bounce back and counter.
She's a 12-time champion because you have her win the championship, drop it a few weeks later, and then win it again, and then you count that one as a title reign. That's why she's a 12-time champion, because she's won the damn title how many goddamn times. They're just trying to have her, of course, reach her dad's mark at 16-time and act as if she's better than him when you know damn well she's not. There's only one Nature Boy. Just ask the flight attendant from the Dark Side of the Ring episode.
She is forced outside. No mind games now. It's just the physical skill of Alexa Bliss. And this is this now. This is what Charlotte Flair wanted. Flair wanted to take mind games out of the equation. Let's fight. Let's compete. If that qualifies as fighting, Corey. Face first, right into the barricade.
Green Bay knocking on the door, going to go for it here on 4th and a yard inside the 5-yard line. Randall Cobb in motion. Rogers gets the snap. Looking back to Cobb, it's incomplete. No penalty flag. Good coverage. And instead of settling for 3 and kicking the field goal, they go for it but don't get it. Now they're going to have to play some good defense and hope the 49ers don't drive the length of the field and inch back in this ballgame. Still first half, though. Coming up to halftime, some stats and scores. We'll take a look around the rest of the NFL as well, what everything that happened today, week 3. Monday Night Football, the final game of the weekend, tomorrow. WWE Extreme Rules, though. Charlotte and Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship. Roll up, kick out, and then Charlotte with a, not necessarily a big takedown, but she just threw her down by her hair, and then, of course, laughing about it.
Not just known for her skill, not just known for her technique, a little bit of sadism, or maybe a lot of sadism in Charlotte Flair. All right, now Charlotte Flair now looking for her own personal home run.
Charlotte going to go for a moonsault, lands on her feet, but then adds another step to it and makes Alexa kick out at 2.5 there on another pin. Match continuing on, as now they both are crawling around, chasing each other on their hands and knees. And then Alexa with a big right hand. Cover, 1, 2, kick out. And then a quick roll up, 1, 2, kick out as well. Another quick roll up. All right, 1, 2, power bomb. Nice big power slam there from Charlotte. Another kick out at 2.5. And she can't believe she kicked out again.
In the process, Bliss is frustrating Charlotte Flair. Here we can see again Charlotte delivering now to Alexa, attempting. Bliss able to roll out of the way just in time. Big right hand rocks the jaw of the champion. Has to be this way. 9 times out of 10 she gets that. 9 times out of 10 once you hit that selection, it is over. Well, it's still the case. If Charlotte Flair does hit that selection, it is over. But Alexa was able to evade in that instant. But the Queen now from the top rope. One more time. Oh, got the boots up. Right to her face. This is going to be it. 1, 2.
1, 2, and a kick out by Flair. That's probably as close as Alexa's going to get, which is a bit unfortunate, but that's probably as close as Alexa's going to get. They give an update on the Sunday Night Football score during tonight's NASCAR race, which is also on NBC, NBCSN on NBC though. Second quarter, Packers lead the Niners on the road 10-0. And now, following the turnover run down, San Fran's going to have to drive to get back in it. Alexa off the top rope. Big stomp to the back up towards the shoulder blades there on Charlotte Flair. Going to go for a twisted bliss here, it looks like. Charlotte will probably roll through and roll her up, and that'll be the finish. Might have a kick out, but Charlotte moves actually, so no twisted bliss. Figure 4 into a quick roll up for Alexa. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2.5. So yeah, can't forget about the figure 4 or the figure 8. DDT from Alexa now to Charlotte, right by the ropes. So we'll have a rope break. 1, 2, and yeah, she gets her right foot up. Rope break at 2. Match going to continue.
Sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's incredibly difficult. Alexa simply got caught, not realizing where both women were positioned inside the ring. Charlotte Flair so far able to stop every rally of Alexa Bliss. Every time she gets enough momentum, Charlotte Flair has one more trick left. Speaking of tricks, Charlotte Flair's got
Charlotte has Alexa's Lily doll now in the corner. So Lily's getting involved. Alexa catches her, drops her, and then Charlotte with a big boot. So, yeah, Lily comes back and bites Alexa. Into the ring post goes Alexa Bliss. DDT there by Charlotte. Cover 1, 2, 3. And Charlotte retains. I don't even use the figure 4 or the figure 8 to make her tap out, which that's a bit of a surprise. Normally that's how Charlotte always wins. Can't remember last time she won at a pay-per-view at least by pinfall in a singles match for the championship, but that's how she won it, defeating Alexa Bliss and retaining her Raw Women's Championship. So who's going to be next in line for Charlotte's WWE Raw Women's title? I mean, if I'd have to guess, I'd put Shayna Baszler at the top of that list, or near the top if she's not going to be the true number 1 contender moving forward. Just because, of course, now her and Nia have split up, both back to being singles competitors. Now, post-match here, Charlotte has the Lily doll. Okay. And Charlotte ripping the Lily doll in half. Actually, just ripped the arm off. Gonna rip the other arm off. Now rip the whole thing in half as the stuffing goes flying. Yep. Arms, leg. Lily's a stupid doll. There goes the head. There goes everything for the Lily doll. I mean, Lily's sort of still intact. She doesn't have any stuffing though now. I guess she'll need a zipper. No, here comes Alexa from behind. Attacking post-match. So maybe they'll continue this feud. Maybe Alexa's eventually going to win the Raw Women's title from Charlotte. Hell yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Fighting ringside in front of the announce table. And then Charlotte throws Alexa over the announce table into the announcers, but they already had moved. What do we got? Another Lily doll underneath The announce table, do we have something else that Alexa can use to her defense? Or no, she's not going to do it. I think she's going to lay there. Charlotte's music hits. And that does it for this match. And like I said, I would think Shayna Baszler is going to be a contender, not whether she's next in line or not, but she's going to be there for Charlotte and the Raw and stuff. Now, I mean, of course, draft coming up, could be somebody from SmackDown coming over to challenge her as well, because we just saw Alexa. Where the hell has Asuka been? That's what I want to know. Asuka, along with, I mean, maybe they're positioning Piper Niven Doudrop to go over Eva and then have her challenge Charlotte. I don't think people would mind that if only it was still Piper and not Doudrop. Now they zoom in on the Lily doll in the middle of the ring that's all ripped to shreds, and now Alexa Bliss climbing out underneath the announce table. So Carmella's going to have some words for her with Graves sitting right there, but Alexa now screaming, starting to rip her hair out as Lily came back to bite her. She's upset though that Lily basically just got put down. The Lily doll, stuffing and all. As now she's acting like, as she's still sitting in the ring on her knees, consoling the ripped Lily doll that, and thank you Lily chants from the crowd. Yeah, Alexa has completely lost it right now. As she's now walking backwards up the ramp. A total wreck. She's emotional as all hell. Does she have some sort of, I don't know, fake set of teeth in her mouth or something like that? Yeah, some foam or, dare I say, white stuff is coming out of her mouth right now, but she's acting like Stands with a Fist from Dancing with Wolves, for God's sakes. Like, at least she's not cutting herself up by any means, but, like, I think Alexa might be done on Raw moving forward. She might be going to Smackdown in the draft. And the Lily character might be done as well moving forward. I have no idea. I don't know. Yeah, she put, I don't know what it was in her mouth whenever she was underneath the announce table. I mean, that list could be a mile long, no doubt about it, but it looked like a lifesaver or something. And then there's like some spit coming out, so yeah. Alexa with a meltdown post-match before they fade to black and move on to the third to last match of the evening coming up next, unless they add something else, which I doubt they will at this point. They might, though. Who knows? It'll be, as I see a commercial break right now, Damien Priest, Sheamus, and Jeff Hardy for the United States Championship and Triple Threat match. As last year, actually, at the September pay-per-view, it was Clash of Champions, actually. The Gold Rush pay-per-view they had. Speaking of Gold Rush, the 49ers at home tonight on Sunday Football, trailing the Packers, trying to come back. Pass through the middle from Garoppolo, complete to George the Iron Kittle, but they actually had a triple threat Intercontinental Championship match during that pay-per-view last September. From what I recall, with who was it? AJ Styles, along with, I think it was Jeff Hardy actually, and Sami Zayn. That's when Sami won. Now we go backstage to Paul Heyman talking on the phone, and then Caleb Braxton interrupting him, actually sneaking up on him and trying to interview him as he's talking on his cell phone. Now, who's he's talking to? I have no idea. You know, it might be Reigns, it might be Lesnar. It's probably nobody. She actually asked who was that on the phone. And does it bother you it might be another journalist? We got a good storyline going on with Heyman and Caleb Braxton. When's the video coming out? That's what I think everybody wants to know. So I guess Kayla's being bothered. She thinks it's Brock, don't you? Says Heyman. Is Lesnar going to come out tonight to close the show? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I have no idea. Probably not. But at the same time, probably. I have no idea. We'll see. It makes sense for him to do that, yes. But then also, drafts on Friday. Is he going to be on Smackdown or Raw moving forward? I have no idea. Of course, he's facing Reigns in a couple weeks at Crown Jewel. Usos actually interrupt the interview. Walk by Heyman and Caleb Braxton. As now, okay, they're going to show the graphic for the Extreme Rules WWE Universal Championship match later on in the night, and the main event of the evening with Roman Reigns and the Demon Finn Balor, still with the triple threat U.S. Championship match to come, with also Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, next, here comes the charismatic enigma himself, Jeff Hardy. And no, he's not coming out to Matt Hardy's music like Matt did a few weeks ago to Jeff's music to piss people off. But Jeff Hardy, then Sheamus, then Charlie Caruso's favorite DP and Damien Priest, who, since he was a priest, was supposed to officiate the wedding on NXT a few weeks back with Dexter and Indy, but of course, U.S. champion did not do that in the end. It ended up being Caleb Braxton, who, as she said, or not Caleb Braxton, Beth Phoenix. Kayla just did the interview with him in the backstage. That's probably why I had her in my mind name-wise with doing this or doing that. But now a recap from last week on Raw with Jeff Hardy and Sheamus. Jeff won. Jeff won and then got in the triple threat match. So I feel like he's just being added because they feel bad for him because, you know, cry from the public to get him more involved. And he's still going to lose tonight, no doubt about it. But no, it was Beth Phoenix who, she said the night before, she got her ordained minister license, and that's how she officiated the wedding. And actually went through as an actual wedding in professional wrestling in the WWE, which sort of was a home run because those, as we all know, never end well. But Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, Celtic Warrior himself, now here he comes, and Priest, Pleasure Martinez, he'll retain. There's nothing major going to be happening tonight. That's another thing, too, I forgot to say earlier. Just because, storyline-wise, you know, Crown Jewel's just in between SummerSlam and Crown Jewel. And then you got Survivor Series. And then TLC will be, you know, probably like tonight. Probably nothing special. Because they'll be worried about the Royal Rumble and getting on the road to WrestleMania. And Mania 38 in Dallas next April. So, And then we'll be there before we know it, and it's only September. But in the meantime, of course, football season will continue. It just started, almost at the half on Sunday football, so we'll have some first half stats and scores momentarily from NFL Week 3 here today. But coming up next, the third to last match of the night with Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, and now Damien Priest in a triple threat United States Championship matchup. So we'll see how this goes, but Priest should retain, I would think. At least they, I guess you could say, time-wise, drug on Alexa having a meltdown post-match, and then the Caleb Braxton backstage interview. You could say those were the add-ins, those were the fillers to add some time to the show tonight. Plus, of course, all the entrances and video packages. Yeah, we'll have another hour and a half probably, because they'll give this some time. They'll also give Becky and Bianca some time, I would think, too. I mean, hell, with the Charlotte and Becky are Raw and SmackDown Women's Champions, respectively. No, the Charlotte-Alexa match that just wrapped up. I mean, more so the story was post-match with them basically killing off Lily, writing off Alexa for the time being, too, at least what her current character is. You know, if she's going to go all crazy on us now or what, who knows. But, you know, that match really wasn't that long. I mean, for the most part here, an hour and a half into the show, we're, you know, third last match with 2 more to go after this. So Jeff Hardy already getting the crowd behind him. Let's go Hardy chants. And then Sheamus just throws him out of the ring right as the bell rings. So now we're back to our rematch and singles competition for the U.S. title with Damien Priest defending against the former champion, the man he beat at SummerSlam, and Sheamus. But Jeff Hardy will get back involved here at some point in time. But yeah, those of course will be your add-ins, your fillers. This will go on for a bit, and then 10:30, 11 o'clock will be done by. So stick around, stay tuned. Once more, thanks for tuning in, as always, and usually, of course, watching, listening tonight, audio only, live watch-along reactions, live here on YouTube of WWE Extreme Rules. I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, CoolIanLuke96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, right here on YouTube. The links in the description below.
Damien Priest can go toe-to-toe with him. Sheamus not exactly used to that. 250 and bring the physicality to your point. Much like Sheamus, Damien Priest has been with him fight that he doesn't like. Oh, wait, there's the X-Factor. Jeff Hardy sailing off the ring stand, taking out the champion, but to his own detriment. Remember, a triple threat match, no count out, no disqualification. The barricade shifted about 6 inches under the body weight of Jeff Hardy. Right next to our commentary table. Stay right on your feet, gentlemen. Remember, in triple threat rules, the champion does not have to be part of the fall to lose the championship. Hardy from the apron. Hardy connecting big time. Laying out Sheamus. For the story of Jeff Hardy's career, not afraid to sacrifice his own body. To that point, Damien Priest needs to find himself back into the fray right now. Because if Hardy defeats Sheamus, Hardy's the champion. Here comes Priest over the top, and both out. Right on cue, the champion. He inserts himself into this match. And Damien Priest realized the situation at hand. Now looking to isolate Jeff Hardy. Such a chaotic atmosphere, this triple threat match. He was at the head on the swivel. You see the animosity as Damien Priest going after Sheamus. Much more personal rivalry between them. Look, he pinned Jeff Hardy. The titles yours, you can't forget them. Here comes Priest across the ring. Shot from the champ now for Sheamus. We have enemies on both sides. Keep moving, take them both out.
Damien Priest throwing down Jeff Hardy, cover Sheamus with the breakup.
Well, Sheamus connected and the same on the uppercut. It's commonplace whenever Sheamus is in a match.
Ringside they go. Sheamus gonna drag Priest out. Now they're throwing haymakers back and forth with one another.
That's been the story of the two superstars who won the U.S. title.
Into the ring post goes Priest.
This is a golden opportunity for the Celtic Warrior. The champion is down.
Sheamus still wearing his mask, even though it's been ripped off how many times. I guess even with his broken nose that he did suffer. And since it's healed, of course, he's still wearing it for the look, for his character that he's, currently running with as Batmus. So Sheamus in full control, both Priest and Jeff Hardy right now.
Says, hey, you interjected yourself into this match. You wanted to be part of it, well, now you're part of it. Short arm clothesline takes down Hardy. Sheamus in complete control at the moment. Now Priest trying to re-enter the battle. Got to be careful getting back into the ring against Sheamus.
Sheamus telling Jeff Hardy, "I love you, Jeff." Trying to get the crowd into it. Jeff Hardy, of course, starting to fight back now. Some rights and lefts. Off the ropes they go. Big boot. Power slam from Sheamus. Are you not entertained, fella? Sheamus now going to go 1, 2, 3, and then Priest starting to reverse the chops with some elbows. 1, 2, 3 of his own, and then he sort of slips and falls, botches himself off the ring apron, and now back up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then Sheamus reverses that. Neck breaker off the rope. And then Jeff Hardy with a nice big drop kick. As all three competitors are now down and out.
Jeff Hardy propelled himself from the second rope right into the face of the other challenger in this triple threat match for the United States title. Jeff Hardy unleashing right hands on the Celtic Warrior who goes over the enigma and roll it so hard to solve. Inverted atomic drop. Classic Hardy. Down low, basement drop kick. Hardy with the splash, Sheamus with the cover.
Sheamus with a cover, kick out at 2 by Jeff.
Not yet for Sheamus. Hardy able to slip behind now, Russell Westbrook. Now what is Jeff Hardy thinking? Looking for a pinning combination, shoulders down.
That's a cover, that's a 1-2, and then Priest with a breakup.
Damien Priest. That had to be Priest's biggest fear in this matchup because Jeff Hardy nearly defeated Sheamus for Damien Priest's title. As a problem with the triple threat, there are no friends, only enemies. Right now, Jeff Hardy dealing with both of them on the top.
And then Jeff Hardy with a
To the cover, do we see a new
1, 2 kick out. I believe that was in fact the wind maneuver that Jeff Hardy uses, whatever he calls that. Drawing a blank because I know sure as hell that wasn't the twist 8. But he took out both Priest and Sheamus in the process. So
It's a blasted
He's now in full control. So Sheamus is in control. Now here comes Jeff Hardy. So Priest will get the finish and retain his title.
Right to the solar plexus of Jeff Hardy. The Celtic Warrior now with daylight. And not so wounded as we would like to believe.
Cover 1, 2, kick out at 2.5. Sheamus in the meantime on that slam loses his mask once again. So I still don't get why he's still wearing the mask. I mean, he's fine as can be. I mean, he's just wearing some makeup on that nose. I mean, it is taped up. He might have re-broke it again for all we know. I don't know, but he needs to get a better mask if it's going to be falling off all the time like that. Priest is going to come in and interfere and break this up. Got a rope break. But the ref says no. It's a triple threat match. Here comes Priest with the breakup, grabbing Sheamus from behind. Priest with a big kick to the face of Sheamus. Sheamus going to go for some white noise. Cover 1, 2, and then Jeff Hardy with a big kick to break that up. Twist of fate. So Sheamus rolled out. Priest in with Hardy in the middle of the ring. This is going to be our finish. Damien Priest, before Jeff Hardy reverses it, sort of falls down in the meantime as he rolls it through. Going to go for another twist of fate. That connects on Damien Priest. Was he going to go for a Swanton bomb here? Jeff Hardy going to go for a Swanton bomb and the win. Essentially win the United States Championship right now here tonight at Extreme Rules. If they're switching any championships, I would think it might be the mid-cards come the draft. Have the U.S. go to Smackdown and the Intercontinental go to Raw. I think Nakamura would be all right on Raw and Priest would be all right on SmackDown. Aaron Jones, touchdown run. Packers continue to extend their lead here tonight on Sunday Night Football as well. Sheamus doing his best Hardy impression. Going to go for a Swanton, but no, he hits a big knee off the top rope. Cover on Priest, 1, 2, and then a kick out. And then a kick to the back of Jeff Hardy to send him once again ringside. Yeah, as Jeff went for Swanton bomb, Sheamus came up from behind, knocked him down, and then he got up there as well. And, you know, doing the hand gestures with how the Hardys would do them. And now he's really, yeah, exactly. Byron Saxton, you know how to entertain. Big boot misses. Yeah, he's really showing off now, but big boot misses, and then a kick to Priest takes him down. Now Sheamus up top. I'm still not done. And then Priest has Sheamus in the chokeslam position. Slams him down. Got to cover. Jeff Hardy, though, with a Swanton bomb to break up the pin. Match continues. And this crowd is electric. In the meantime, we also have 50 laps to go in tonight's NASCAR race. As the NASCAR playoffs are alive and well as well. Replay of the choke slam and the Swanton bomb for Jeff to break that up. Allow this match to continue, excuse me. So boo, yay, punches back and forth. Jeff Hardy, another twist of fate, no. Priest gets a kick in instead. Sheamus now sitting in the corner. Gonna push Jeff Hardy out of the way. Sheamus takes out Priest, but then Jeff Hardy rolls up Damien Priest, cover 1-2, and a kick out. That would have been a good finish, because that's how it would have ended. And then Jeff Hardy with a quick roll up in the ring on Sheamus, 1-2, and a kick out there as well. So at least Jeff Hardy's getting his big near pinfalls, but then a big boot on the bro kick by Sheamus. Quick roll up Priest, 1-2-3 on Sheamus. Bell rings. That's your match. Damien Priest wins and retains his WWE United States Championship here this evening in tonight's triple threat match for the U.S. title at WWE Extreme Rules. Hashtag Extreme Rules. What a match. I mean, arguably, I thought with everything we've seen thus far tonight, Extreme Rules, the six-man tag's up there for one of the better matches of the night. I think that triple threat match that we just witnessed with Priest, Sheamus, and Jeff Hardy, I think that might have just bypassed that. I'd arguably say right now, the match of the evening has been Damien Priest, Sheamus, and Jeff Hardy here tonight at WWE Extreme Rules. No title change. Priest retains, but what a sequence. What a sequence on the finish. What a sequence we have on the kickoff return for the 49ers, almost returning for 6. But Mason Crosby ends up pushing him out of bounds around the 40-yard line, it looks like. So the Niners will have a 1st and 10 from around there, it looks like. We'll see where they spot the ball at. But they'll have some good starting field position to set up shop. But yeah, that's one of the better returns, but not the best of the day, because we saw a 109-yard kick 6 on a missed field goal that Jacksonville returned for a touchdown at home today against the Cardinals, along with special teams as well. A 66-yard NFL record game-winning field goal for Justin Tucker of the Ravens to win it against the Detroit Lions. So Sheamus takes the pin as Damien Priest retains. And now backstage to Big E, cutting a promo, responding to Bobby Lashley's challenge from earlier. Your ass better get ready, Big E tells Bobby Lashley. Monday Night Raw. It'll be Big E defending his WWE Championship tomorrow night on Raw against the almighty Bobby Lashley. All right, they're going to roll with that tomorrow already. So, question asked and answered from earlier.
Join the WWE DraftKings free-to-play pool now. Simply download any DraftKings app and use the promo code WWE to pick tonight's featured matches. Like, who will win? How long will the match go? What finishers will be attempted? And more. WWE and DraftKings have different pools and questions for matches at each big event this year. Watch along, see how you do. Getting it right, you might win the cash. So, just download any DraftKings app. Use the promo code WWE and make it rain.
Couple commercials during this commercial break. At least they didn't botch another entrance like they did earlier, have the Spanish commentary on top of the English commentary during kickoff pre-show, and you're hearing both and not knowing if to say it just on your end or if everybody's having this happen to them or what. But this WWE Network on Peacock, technical difficulty, all the issues they've had thus far, they need to stop. They need to figure it the hell out. This is the commercial that aired during Alexa's entrance tonight. They completely just went to it. They didn't say, hey, we'll be back, because it's not a TV. It's not like coming up next, down the bottom of your screen, they'll take a break. They have to because it's TV. Pay-per-view, it's live. They just went to the commercial for some reason. Which, yeah, just odd that they do that, but they did. So...
And you immediately see his driver craft was really high. Chase Elliott is a NASCAR Cup Series
fire. After what he's done to my family, I will kill him. Tonight we hunt him down. We will do this tonight.
So they just did it again, actually, because they're running those commercials and they ran them a little too long, it seemed like. They come back and they're already talking, not like, hey, welcome back. They're literally talking, previewing the co-main event that's coming up next with Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair, as we see a video package for this now. Of course, this goes back to SummerSlam last month with Bianca Belair supposed to have a WrestleMania rematch against Sasha Banks. Sasha hasn't been seen since. I mean, she did come back right after the return of the road, late July, but then she was only on for a week or so, and then she's been gone. So who knows what's up with her. But Bianca was supposed to face her at SummerSlam. Of course, it was an open challenge then because Sasha couldn't compete. We see that in this video package now. It was supposed to be Carmella, if I'm not mistaken, maybe somebody else, make it a triple threat. And then out came the man, Becky Lynch, returning from her hiatus after pregnancy, giving birth, raising her first child, and a year and a half later she's back. Of course, beat Bianca in a, 30-second match, and has held the title since, and they're trying to get Becky over as a heel, and it's sort of not really working that well, but they actually wrestled the dark match on Smackdown Friday night that I had saw them a few times actually on Friday because they kicked off the night. And of course, a week before that, week and a half ago now, they had Bianca's homecoming. Of course, Becky's not sorry for nothing whatsoever, absolutely nothing. So Bianca shouldn't win. You would think Becky's going to retain, and hopefully she does, because I mean Bianca held the damn title for how long? Regardless if she lost to Becky in a short amount of time that she did, but that's the story of it. That's the storyline. It's all storytelling, folks. Pro wrestling. And then she wanted a rematch. Becky originally said no, and then they get to this point, and we're having this SmackDown Women's Championship match now coming up next as the co-main event of the evening for this quick 2.5, maybe 3 hour pay-per-view if we get that far. I highly doubt it now, unless they really drag out this and the main event with Reigns and Balor, but that'll be coming up next. Following this Becky Lynch-Bianca matchup for the SmackDown Women's title will be Extreme Rules WWE Universal Championship match with Roman Reigns and the Demon, Finn Balor. Bianca's on her own. She didn't establish shit, but she's the EST at WWE. Here she comes. She's going to challenge Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's Championship coming up next.
presented by the new WWE Premium Visa. Visit UltimateWWEStore.com to see if you pre-qualify now. And by C4 Energy, the explosive energy drink that fuels your performance. Ignite your power. C4 Energy.
There's those EST signs that are handed out to the crowd as here comes the man, Becky Lynch, as she has finally returned and come back around. The Smackdown Women's Champion herself. Becky Lynch said earlier about, okay, what's next for Charlotte? Well, what's next for Becky after she retains tonight? Gonna be Sasha? Maybe. I think Liv Morgan should at least get a shot, especially after she defeated Carmella earlier tonight. Toni Storm's on SmackDown. They're not really doing a whole lot with her right now. You know, who knows, especially with the draft coming up. Who knows what they'll do. But in the meantime, hopefully everybody can hear me loud and clear. It is also halftime for Sunday Night Football right now. Halftime between the Packers and the 49ers, as Green Bay leads 17-7. As mentioned earlier, we dive into some first half stats and scores, along with taking a look around the rest of the NFL as well, as we got about 20 laps to go in tonight's NASCAR Race 2 from Vegas. But yes, at the half of Sunday Night Football, with the Packers leading 17-7 over the 49ers, as both Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair get introduced. Aaron Rodgers is 16 of 18, near perfect, 184 passing yards and a touchdown. Aaron Jones also has 12 carries for 39 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Devontae Adams, 7 catches for 73 yards and a touchdown as well. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 2 catches, 47 yards. Alex the Lizard Lazard, 1 for 42. Aaron Jones has also 2 catches for 14 yards out of the backfield. Big Bob Robert Tunyon, 1 for 6. And then the 49ers, as both quarterbacks actually have thrown it 18 times apiece, as the bell rings for Bianca and Becky. SmackDown Women's Championship match underway here tonight at WWE Extreme Rules, and tonight's co-main event with Roman Reigns and Finn Balor, the Demon himself, returning to follow. Jimmy Garoppolo is 10 of 18 for 91 yards passing and an interception. Both quarterbacks actually have been sacked 1 time apiece as well. San Francisco rushing is nowhere to be found. When your tight end leads your team in rushing at the half, George Kittle with a carry for 9 yards, you have some serious problems. Serious fucking problems. Not as bad as what Pittsburgh has going for them right now, but doesn't look like a whole lot of teams in the NFL or any level of football right now can run the football for some reason. There's a few that stand out, but everybody else is just like, it's nowhere. San Francisco receiving, Kittle also leads that category, 3 catches for 34 yards. And then Brandon Ayuk, 3 for 29. Juszczyk, 2 of 13. Mohamed Sanu, 1 of 11. And then also, today in the National Football League, the Buffalo Bills defeated the Washington football team, formerly known as Redskins, by a final score of 43-21. Cleveland defeated Chicago 26-6. Justin Tucker kicked a NFL record game-winning 66-yard field goal for the win to give the Ravens a 19-17 victory on the road against the Detroit Lions. Titans also defeated the Colts 25-16. Chargers defeated the Chiefs and also sent Andy Reid to the hospital post-game, winning by 6:30-24, as Andy Reid was taken via ambulance to a local medical facility in Kansas City following the loss. So hopefully he's doing all right. Hopefully he'll get back to coaching here shortly. They actually play his former team he used to coach for before he arrived in Kansas City and won them a Super Bowl, and the Philadelphia Eagles next week. So, like I said earlier, next week the Andy Reid matchup with the Chiefs and Eagles from the Link in Philly next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll see if Andy Reid's coaching that game or not. Hopefully he's doing well. I'm not going to speculate on what happened by any means. I mean, I have some thoughts, but I'm not going to say it out loud because I don't want that rude. But, yeah, hopefully Andy Reid's doing all right. Chiefs with the loss, though. Back-to-back weeks against the Ravens last Sunday night, and then at home today against the Chargers in the AFC West. As just like the Steelers are in last place in the AFC North, the Chiefs are also in last place in the AFC West. Chargers win 30-24. Saints with a big road win at New England, 28-13. Coming off of a loss on the road at Carolina. The Patriots will host the Buccaneers and Tom Brady next Sunday night. As the Buccaneers also lost today on the road as well, 34-24 at the Rams. The Falcons won on a game-winning field goal as well, defeated the Giants, spoiling Eli Manning's jersey retirement ceremony, winning by 3, 17-14. Bengals also defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers by a score of 24-10. Jacksonville Jaguars, yes, they had a 109-yard kick six off of a missed 64-yard field goal attempt by the Cardinals. Ran it back 109 yards for a touchdown. However, the Cardinals still found a way to win late. As Trevor Lawrence also threw a pick six in that game from what I recall, seeing the highlight, winning 31-19. The Cardinals did just that, giving Jacksonville an 0-3 start here in 2021. The Jaguars will play at Cincinnati on Thursday night. I'll have live watch-along reactions then, so be sure to tune back in. Broncos blank the Jets 26-0. Raiders won at home in overtime again for the second time in 3 weeks. They are 3-0, winning over Miami, handing the Dolphins their second straight loss, 31-28. The Rams, as mentioned, defeated the Buccaneers 34-24. And the Vikings, they won at home over the Seattle Seahawks by a final score of 30-17. Last Thursday night, it was Carolina on the road and Houston defeating the Texans 24-9. And then we'll have Monday Night Football tomorrow night with Philadelphia Eagles and Dallas Cowboys, as Jerry Jones gets sworn into the Cowboys Ring of Honor, the newly enshrined Hall of Famer himself. But at the half, here tonight, Sunday Night Football, it is Packers on the road leading against the San Francisco 49ers by a score of 17-7. We previewed Week 4 in the NFL in the earlier video from today during live watch-along reactions of Bengals Steelers, so be sure to go check that out. Got a few good ones. But I'll have live watch-along reactions next weekend as well in both college football and the NFL as well, beginning on Thursday with the Jags and Bengals. Next Saturday, Indiana, Penn State. Next Sunday, doubleheader with the Steelers and Packers along Sunday Night Football as Tom Brady makes his return to Foxborough with the Buccaneers and Patriots. And then next Monday night as well with NFL Monday Night Football and WWE Monday Night Raw. Have coverage tomorrow night as well for Monday Night Football and Raw itself as well, with a WWE Championship match now with Big E defending against Bobby Lashley. But we still have, as we hit the 10 o'clock hour here on the East Coast, in the greatest country on earth, the good old US of A, we have Extreme Rules coming down the wire as this co-main event match is about to wrap up here. Hell, it just started, so let's give it some time. But it's Becky Lynch defending her SmackDown Women's Championship against Bianca Belair. And then in tonight's main event of the evening, it'll be the big dog Tribal Chief, who sits at the head of the table, who we should all acknowledge, our current Universal Heavyweight Champion of the world, Roman Reigns, defending against the returning Demon, Finn Balor. That is still to come following this match, and then that'll do it for Extreme Rules. So, about half hour, 45 minutes or so, maybe an hour left of Extreme Rules, and then I'll do it for the pay-per-view this evening, on to Crown Jewel, and then Survivor Series in now actually less than 2 months' time. So, Hope everybody's enjoying. Thank you once again for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below.
Becky's wondering what she has to do to put Bianca Belair away.
Also have 10 laps to go in NASCAR with Denny Hamlin in the lead, trying to win his second race this month. Just at the right time of the year, the playoffs.
Becky said, I'll feed it into Bianca, then the respect that I deserve.
As really right now, I'd say Chase Elliott's probably the only one that's going to be able to catch him. So it's going to come down to Denny Hamlin and Chase Elliott for the win tonight at Vegas. Let's Go Becky EST chants for this Smackdown hashtag women's title match.
And to see the growth of Bianca Belair over the past year is absolutely incredible. The D1 All-American, the champion, the EST with so much power and grace. But what if this is just a sequence of survival here? Ended it up with a suplex. Bianca definitely felt it as well. Both fighters can regain a little bit of. Becky makes it back to her feet. Tries to go back on the attack. Runs into an elbow by Belair. Oh, shoulder tackle. Another big right from Bianca. And maybe the momentum's beginning to shift a little bit here. Bianca Belair picking up the pace. The champion being bounced all over the place. We're deep into this thing. Bianca Belair's finding her rhythm. Up over the top. And again, the athleticism of Belair saying, bring it on, champ. And Bianca gets suplex. Rolls through. Powers Becky again. Vertical suplex. A baby boy delay. Into a count of Belair's rolling. And Bianca could be closing in.
This match here tonight is a little bit different than their dark match they had on Smackdown Friday night, as that really only went about 10 minutes or so following Smackdown, and then that was the show. I mean, they did give us 3 dark matches before the show and then 1 afterwards, so playing tug of war with her hair into the roll up 1-2 and a kick out by Becky. Seems pretty even though watching this right now with both Becky and Bianca.
It's amazing to watch what Bianca Belair can do. Both of these athletes, the champion and the challenger, scrambles to rattling the bones of Becky Lynch, but still the champ, the wherewithal to kick out. This point, Becky just trying to survive. Extreme Rules, live tonight exclusively on Peacock with the Nationwide Arena, Columbus, Ohio. It has been some atmosphere all night long, including for this Smackdown Women's Championship. Bianca Belair, the challenger, with the champion in her arms. Clenching Becky like a baby. The strength is unbeatable. Slam. We saw JBL here earlier tonight on the kickoff show. He made that famous. Cover by Belair. Hugging away, and Becky Lynch just got her.
1-2, and then Becky, just like Charlotte did earlier, gets a rope break with putting her right foot on the bottom rope. So just as Alexa lost to Charlotte, Bianca's going to lose to Becky, but we already knew both coming in tonight. It's just post-match, I don't think we're going to see no meltdown with Bianca because, I mean, maybe we will, but at least it won't be over a doll. It won't be over a Lily doll.
What the hell did I sign up for? Kicks, Bianca's done now. Becky trying to get up to the top rope, but again, the quickness of Bianca Belair. She may be the quickest. Becky Lynch, though. Again, Belair. Firing back at Becky. Incredible pace in this match right now. And again, the power. Belair with Lynch way up high. Bianca to the
Chase Elliott coming for Denny Hamlin. He's right on his ass. Only got 2 laps to go, though. I still don't know if he's going to catch him. We begin the second half of Sunday Night Football in the meantime as well. Packers lead by 10, 17-7 against the 49ers. White flag, 1 lap to go. This is the final lap of tonight's race. And yeah, Chase Elliott ain't going to catch him. There's no way he catches him. He might get into him if they get any closer, but no, he's not going to catch him now. He's starting to lay off, actually. Riding high, and Denny Hamlin pulling around, crossing the finish line. Your winner tonight at Vegas. Chase Elliott finished second. And now, as Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., and Ryan Blaney ran up the top 5, that's how far everybody was behind the leaders. That gap in between that I didn't say anything is Tyler Reddick, Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Kyle Larson round out the top 10. Becky Lynch, though, and Bianca Belair finishing up. 1, 2, kick out.
Coming back to the WWE after a long hiatus, she had to come back different. She had to evolve, especially against an opponent like Bianca Belair. And Becky has done that. The problem is, Belair has met her at every turn. Becky Lynch has certainly evolved since the last time we saw her compete. But she's in there with the EST and the WWE. Somebody who has faced everybody's best.
Bianca Belair is not the EST of WWE. Whether it's her damn character or not, she did not establish shit. One, two, and a kick out by Becky. Becky now with an armbar locked in. 1, 2. I don't know how they consider that a pin, but they just counted. Big power slam. 1, 2, kick out. Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, both down and out. What's gonna give? We'll see what does. Something will. Seems like we're gonna be going home here in a minute. And then the main event with Reigns and Balor still to come. And then overall, from start to finish, not that bad of a pay-per-view, honestly. I mean, nothing spectacular. I mean, go back to that triple threat U.S. Championship match we just saw before this with Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. Personally, I thought that's been the best match tonight so far. But yeah, we'll have this Smackdown Women's Championship match wrap up here shortly, I hope, and then we'll get to it with the main event of the evening. Becky and Bianca back and forth with one another here. Off the ropes they go. Clothesline misses. Roll up. 1, 2, kick out. 1, 2, kick out, as Bianca's hair was actually on the bottom rope. So I don't know if that would have been considered a rope break if they're actually paying close attention to it or not. Another roll up, 1, 2, and a kick out. Arm bar for Becky. We'll see if this does it, making her tap. Bianca trying to get a rope break now as well. Not going to get it. Going to drag her back in. And now Bianca going to pick up Becky. Has her on her shoulders. Here comes Sasha Banks. Shit, Sasha Banks is back. Just runs out of nowhere. No entrance music or nothing. Just runs out. Sasha Banks coming out to attack Bianca Belair and costing her the win. So Becky's going to retain her SmackDown Women's Championship. And then they'll continue Sasha and Bianca. Sasha Banks, the boss, is back. What time is it, Michael Cole? Oh, that's right. It's boss time. It's actually 10:12, but it's boss time because Sasha Banks is back. And yeah, it'll be a DQ. Sasha now going to stare down Becky. So she's going to want a SmackDown Women's Championship match, of course, because she lost the title to Bianca. And then she was going to get the rematch at SummerSlam, and then she was pulled, but now she's back. Now Becky's champion. So there's a few different options, a few different routes they could take here. Triple threat with all three of them, of course, but now Sasha attacking Becky. So Becky as a heel, not working. They're not going to move forward with it, it looks like. Sasha's back as a heel. Backstabber to Bianca. And Becky with a kick, no. Sasha with a backstabber to her as well. And now what she's going to do? Pick up the title, probably? Now her music hits as she stares down the SmackDown Women's Championship. Yeah, we remember you, but we really don't care for you. So Sasha Banks is back, setting her eyes on SmackDown Women's Championship. Draft's coming up, though. What's going to happen there? We'll see. First and goal, Niners from the 8. Toss play near side. That's to Deebo Samuel. About a yard or so for him on the run. Denny Hamlin celebrating Victory Lane after his burnout. Winning tonight at Vegas. So Becky wins by DQ because of the Sasha interference. So she retains. Becky Lynch is still your SmackDown Women's Champion. I'll see the two of you this Friday, says Sasha. All right. Look forward to seeing that on SmackDown Friday night, I guess, this week. And then we'll still have the main event to come coming up next. But, yeah, we'll see what they do here. They do advertise the WWE Championship match for tomorrow night on Raw. Kicking off Raw, actually, at 8 o'clock, going head-to-head with Monday Night Football. Eagles-Cowboys will be on live right here on YouTube. Be sure to tune in. It's Big E and Bobby Lashley in a championship rematch in which Big E cashed in 2 weeks ago and became WWE Champion. Then, tomorrow night, they'll put the title on the line against former champion Bobby Lashley. Touchdown 49ers, they cut it to 4, pending the extra point. 17-13, make it 17-14 here momentarily from an extra point coming up from Lock Haven's own Robbie Gold. So an NXT 2.0 commercial. Change is coming for the WWE Draft as well. That begins Friday night. We'll wrap up next Monday night on Raw as well. So an epic 2-night event as usual begins on Fox. We'll close up on USA Network with SmackDown and Raw respectively. A few more commercials here before the main event. They might go to quarter till. Hell, they might if they really drag it out. Yeah, go to 11 o'clock. But by the time 10:30 rolls around, they'll probably still be showing the video packages and the entrances. So then we'll get a half-hour match, and then we will go to 11. So, oh, yeah. Space out this next 45 minutes for this main event match coming up next. But Sasha's returns. Thought, okay, who would be returning at the end of the show? Still could have Brock Lesnar, maybe. Because the pay-per-views since returning to the road, Money in the Bank and SummerSlam, of course, John Cena. And then last month, SummerSlam actually had 2. So Sasha is the first of what Becky was last month. And then Lesnar can still be Lesnar to close out the show in back-to-back pay-per-views and back-to-back months if they see fit. But yeah, Sasha then telling both Becky and Bianca she'll see her on Friday night, this upcoming Friday on Smackdown. So she wants her championship back. She never lost it, or she did lose it, but she never got a chance to retain it, get it back, recapture it, I should say. So they had her off from WrestleMania until she returned in July, and then she's off again until now.
Anything's possible. Never give up. Together, stop it.
Come with us.
Come with us. Let's celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month together on Beacon.
Yeah, they're having some major issues tonight with the commercials. They're running too long, and then once they get back to it, Cole and McAfee are already talking, and they're already starting to show this video package for Roman Reigns and the Demon Finn Balor, as our main event is about to begin here tonight. WWE Extreme Rules with NFL Sunday Night Football. Packers lead, cut to 3, 17-14, following that 49ers touchdown, coming back from break on NBC right now as well. The Demon Finn Balor trying to recapture WWE Universal Championship that, yeah, he never lost. He had to relinquish that, never got a chance to ever get it back these past 5 years. It was July of 16 when he got drafted up from NXT to Raw. Defeated Rollins at SummerSlam a month later. Had to give it up the next night following an injury. Of course, was really never the same booking-wise up on the main roster. Went back down to NXT about 2 years ago. Just got called back up. And now the Demon's back as well. And he's going after Reigns because he set his sights on Reigns, but then Cena came back. So then it was Reigns and Cena at SummerSlam. And now Lesnar's back. That'll be a crown jewel. So here tonight at Extreme Rules, well, you insert Balor into this. It sucks, like I said, okay, the Demon's coming back, and he's still going to lose because nobody's beating Roman Reigns anytime soon. You know? I mean, they could make it sound like, okay, well, he lost because of an interference from Lesnar, which that might happen, but a loss is still a loss. I don't know all anybody ever remembers in the end anyways, whether you won or lost. And it's not like he's going to get the title. Reigns is still going to have the championship, so that doesn't add up or make any sense, but to them it does. But at least Balor's getting a championship opportunity on SmackDown on a major pay-per-view tonight to main event the show as well. And he'll be, unfortunately, going up against Roman Reigns, and he's got no chance. I mean, everybody has a 50-50 shot, yeah, no doubt about it, going in, if it's one-on-one. And, you know, you can do the math for triple threats, fatal four-ways, and, you know, Royal Rumbles and ladder matches in between. All type of matches. All types of games. So, yeah. You know, yeah, like I said, if only Balor would be winning tonight, it'd be a different story, but you know, we're going into it, he's going to lose. I mean, when Balor came back, it really wasn't that big of a surprise. I mean, he came out to close the show against Reigns on 2 separate occasions, on 2 different SmackDowns that I was actually at both of them. And videos from the one are actually already up. Videos from the most recent one will be up on Tuesday, as mentioned earlier, so keep an eye out for those. But he came out the first one, and that's when he challenged Reigns. This was right after Money in the Bank. Supposed to, of course, have SummerSlam. Cena's back, though, and then they go that route for SummerSlam because of SummerSlam. And then Balor just 48 hours ago on Smackdown came out to close the show and took out the Bloodline ringside. But the following coming up next is our main event of the evening and is an Extreme Rules WWE Universal Championship matchup with the big dog head of the table, Roman Reigns, and the Demon, Finn Balor. And Reigns is actually going to come out first, which is a bit of a surprise. Normally the champion doesn't come out till last. But Finn's going to get his Demon entrance though too, so I guess that's what they want to say for final entrance of the evening. Minus, the end with the potential surprise. But now, here comes your big dog tribal chief, who sits at the head of the table, who, if you haven't done so already, you should acknowledge. We should all acknowledge our current Universal Champion and Roman Reigns, the head of the Bloodline, as the Usos retain their SmackDown Tag Team Championships earlier against Street Profits. Here comes Reigns with Paul Heyman by his side. Maybe Lesnar comes out, Heyman turns on one of them. I mean, really, neither need Paul Heyman right now. It just makes it 10 times better. So, we'll see what happens, but regardless of Crown Jewel, it's still going to be Reigns and Lesnar for the Universal title. So why advertise that before tonight's pay-per-view with the title defense for Reigns and Balor to come up next? Well, because they already know what the hell's going to happen, of course. It's scripted, no doubt about it. But then they'll say, as they have, well, if Balor wins, it'll be Finn Balor defending his newly won Universal Championship against Brock Lesnar. And that goes back to the Rumble a few years ago, in which Lesnar just beat his ass and ended up retaining the title then, but acknowledge. What the hell? Why are they doing this? They're cutting to commercial again during another entrance? What the hell? Especially during Reigns' entrance? Like, seriously, Peacock. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. They have some major issues with WWE Network on Peacock. It's like if it's not one thing, it's another. But they don't care. They're still going to roll with it. That's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. It's like for any other show they wouldn't be doing this for. You know damn well they wouldn't be doing it for. But in the meantime, as this commercial runs, Roman Reigns is making his entrance at Extreme Rules. At least they better get back before the pyro hits. The big dog tribal chief sitting at the head of the table. Probably back in the ring by this point. Acknowledge Roman Reigns. If you haven't acknowledged Roman Reigns already, please do so. We should all acknowledge Roman Reigns. He's the Universal Champion for a reason. He's the big dog for a reason. He's a tribal chief for a reason. He's the head of the table for a reason. He's in the bloodline for a reason, for God's sakes. It's family. He's the Universal Champion once again for a reason, if I didn't say that already. Okay, we're back to Reigns in the ring. Hashtag Extreme Rules. This will be an Extreme Rules match as well, so they should give it time, you would think. Yeah, about a half hour. He is the guy. He is this generation's Hogan, Austin, Rock, and Cena wrapped up into one, whether you like it or not. And now, the returning Demon. As the lights go out, Prince Devitt, Finn Balor. It's cool seeing the Demon in person for the first time the other night. Of course, I've seen Finn before, but never saw him as the Demon because he really only did that in NXT and maybe a few times up in the main roster in big matches, and then he's just been being Finn Balor the past few years. Maybe he is going to win. Maybe he is going to win the title. I don't know. He'd be one to beat Reigns, no doubt about it. I still don't think he's going to. He'd be one to beat him. Lesnar would be one to beat him. And The Rock would be one to beat Reigns. Really, those three right now. But I thought, okay, maybe Cena. Maybe everybody before that lost to Reigns as well. But no. Reigns is going to be holding this championship. Just a shame it has to be against the Demon. The Demon has never lost in WWE. Shut the hell up, Michael Cole. I'm sure that stat, technically, with how he said it, is true. Because he wouldn't have said it unless, but Finn Balor is Finn Balor. The Demon is still Finn Balor. So, it's just the Demon persona. It's sort of like Bray Wyatt and then The Fiend. But, well, what do you know with him? He's not even with the company anymore. They fired his ass. Just wait until maybe this Wednesday on AEW, maybe another month and a half or so for him to show up. We'll see. You know, Finn getting the last entrance of the night, which especially in the main event championship match for a non-champion to have that for this match, that's a little odd. So there might be something up. Like Cole just said though too that it's still going to be Reigns and Lesnar at Crown Jewel. It's just going to depend on if it's going to be for the title now if Balor beats him. Because if Balor wins, well, that match just won't be for the championship. But then they might give Balor a few week run, have it be a triple threat then, and then have him lose, and then just back to square one. Because it'd be a really fresh start for Balor if he would win, get the title back, draft coming up, you know, have their pick to put with, especially Big E as WWE champion now. Hey, I want this person on Raw, I want this person on Smackdown. We'll see. Ring the bell, match underway. Hashtag Extreme Rules for this Extreme Rules Universal Championship main event match. Roman Reigns, the Demon, Finn Balor. As the Demon has risen, he is back. He has entered the island of, as they're just right now staring each other down, walking back and forth, circling each other. Finn's probably going to start off hot here. Probably as they lock up. Probably something along the lines of it's getting a lot of pressure on Reigns and taking him down, getting the crowd into it. We'll go from there. Something along those lines. Yeah, I'd say, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Reigns with a big right hand. Demon, Finn turns around. It's like they got rid of Bray. Bitch that they didn't have any characters. And then Finn comes back again. And make the Demon return. Like, makes sense, but like, hey, you know what they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure, so it is what it is. I've always liked Finn though too, so I like Reigns. I like a lot of them. So yeah, Reigns fighting back. Yeah, we'll go to 11 o'clock of half hour. Extreme Rules match here tonight for the WWE Universal Championship. Yes, Michael Cole, Pat McAfee on the call. Wonder if McAfee's also in the meantime watching Sunday Night Football with the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers Tuesday on the PMS show. Reigns gonna look underneath the ring. Grabs a kendo stick. Tells Cole and McAfee, I'll get the tables and I'll break the tables from now on, because McAfee sort of broke it on Friday night. Complete botch. Balor grabs his own kendo stick, but it's a demon kendo stick, if you will. It's like 10 kendo sticks wrapped up into one with the Balor demon color scheme as he takes down Roman Reigns with that. Big chop to the chest. Roman now chops of his own into the corner of Finn Balor.
Columbus calling for tables. Roman said, I'll do whatever the hell I want when I want. Tosses the demon outside.
Reigns telling the crowd, I call the shots. He is the head of the table. Finn has Reigns inside the ring and the apron. And then a big kick as he runs the gauntlet. Kicks him right in the face, knocks him down. Heyman looking ringside, just in total shock. Balor now also looking underneath the ring. We got some smoke just randomly emerging from underneath the ring as well. As Balor gets the table out, Reigns with a drive-by. Nice big clothesline there, taking him down. And then Reigns slides the table back underneath the ring, tells the crowd, no table. Crowd pissed off. And more table chants. Reigns also grabs that Balor demon kendo stick, throws that away, grabs a steel chair. Reigns with a steel chair right to the gut. Reigns steel chair to the back. No, Balor with a big stomp. As Reigns actually held the chair on his chest as well, and then the stomp on top of that. So 2 birds with 1 stone. Taking him out. Big chop to the chest of Reigns as they're now working ringside. This is an Extreme Rules match, so basically anything goes. There's no count out or disqualifications. They'll figure something out, though, for the finish if somebody's going to interfere. Balor working Reigns ringside, going to throw him into the barricade. They're running around. Balor going to look underneath the ring again. Gets the table out, finally. Crowd going crazy for a single table. I am the table. Gonna set it up, it looks like, in the ring, and then a drive-by by Reigns driving him into the ring post.
Between a rock and a hard place, Demon's head pinballing back and forth from the post in his foot.
Roman Reigns has regained control. Right where the tribal chief wants to.
Reigns gonna throw Balor over the barricade into the crowd now.
The barricade. Fight can take place anywhere in the arena.
They're gonna fight into the crowd, it looks like now.
The Demon gathering
Just through the timekeeper's area. Heyman gonna give Reigns, what is that, a glove? Did they finally find OJ's glove after all these years? Oh, Roman Reigns put a mask on. That's what that was. Reigns literally put a mask on so they can fight through the crowd. I didn't expect that. Mask or no mask, vaccinated or not vaccinated, who the hell cares? They're working back into where the kickoff pre-show panel was set up. Reigns literally put a mask on to fight Balor into the crowd here tonight at Extreme Rules, as Reigns looks like Bane fighting the Demon now. Oh, shut up, Michael Cole. Reigns not asking the crowd to bask in the glory of himself. That's for Keith Lee, so shut the hell up. And calling him Bearcat? Like, a little racist, don't you think? That's like calling a white guy a white lion. We'll see what they do with Keith Lee moving forward. He's been wrestling dark matches the past few weeks, but I guess if it gets him somewhere and he actually likes it, then so be it. You know, none of any of our business. But through the table they go, not the one they had pulled out ringside, but another one set up in the crowd as Balor takes out Reigns, actually jumping off the top of the kickoff show panel. And yeah, through that table now, working back through the crowd. And I get Reigns putting on a mask, of course, with his previous battles with leukemia. Because, remember, when COVID first hit, as the Packers scored another touchdown, Aaron Rodgers passing touchdown to Marquez Valdez, scaling to extend their lead once again. When COVID first hit, if you remember, Reigns was supposed to go up against Goldberg and challenge him for the Universal title at Mania 36 last April. Of course, pulled out. Strowman was inserted, won the title. Strowman's no longer with the company. But then Reigns was gone from April until last August. And he's, of course, been back since, and he's been Universal Champion ever since. So he puts the mask on going through the crowd. I don't think he still has it on, though, now that they're back in the ring. No, he took it off. Finn with a sling blade in the meantime. Sets the table up in the ring. Just as Reigns went through the table in the crowd, Finn goes through the table in the ring with Reigns picking up and slamming through. Cover. 1, 2, kick out 2.5. Yeah, that's not how that match is going to end. The match is going to continue here.
Watch the impact. The Demon driven through the top. But the Demon still able to kick out back.
The strength of Roman
grasping it tight, lifting him up to the sky and trying to break his body through the table. And still the Demon doesn't quit.
This is awesome chant from the crowd.
The resilience of the Demon, able to kick out, digging down deep. 2 tables, a chair, a commentary desk. And again the impact of the champion driving the Demons through the table.
Reigns really pulling on Balor's trunks. Ass and all almost shown. Reigns gonna and go for a Superman punch in the spirit, looks like. Cocked and loaded, ready to go with Superman punch. Balor moves, chop to the chest. Reigns with a big right hand though. And then Superman punch on another reversal from Reigns after a kick from Balor. Cover 1, 2, and a kick out at 2.5.
Exchanging each other's best blows. These two are tearing this place down. The Demon has been waiting for this opportunity forever. Superman punch. That had to be it, but the Demon somehow finds a way to continue to fight. Every single day. All day.
Every single day, all day. Roman Reigns is the head of the table. Being booed now by the crowd. He actually got cheered pretty damn good on Friday night. So I was a little surprised. I mean, of course, I cheered him, but... Ooh, Spear? No. Balor with a kick. And then Sling Blade again. Balor gonna go for the kick and go set up Reigns for the coup de grace in the corner. Reigns with a spear on the reversal, though. Cover. 1, 2. Oh, kick out at 2 and like however close you can get to 3. That was close. That was for sure 3, but ref held it. Balor kicked out. That was good. That was good. It was. Here's a replay. Kick, no. Spear on the reversal. Here's the cover. 1, 2, and yeah, just right the last split second. Reigns couldn't believe it. And now Balor, the Demon, coming alive. Kick through the ropes, sending Reigns ringside. Finn over the top, taking out Reigns now with a moonsault. Finn going up top. Coup de grace. Coup de grace connects. Cover on Roman Reigns. 1, 2, and then the Usos drag Balor out of the ring as they pop up out of nowhere. It's Extreme Rules, though, and it's an Extreme Rules match, so anything goes. It's legal. Jimmy and Jey Uso, double super kick to Finn. As the Bloodline is at 100% in full effect tonight after they defeated the Street Profits earlier, helping out the big dog Roman Reigns. This evening, they're going to set up a table of their own now ringside. They put Montez Ford through that Friday before Balor came out and took them all out to close out the show. Uso is going to put Balor through a table now, it looks like. No, Balor fighting back. Sling Blade. That's really all Balor's done. Sling Blades tonight. No 19, 16. I mean, he had 1 coup de grace, but The Demon Finn Balor are going to put, who's that, Jey Uso through the announce table? Yes. And then Jimmy, the other table's for you. And then Roman with a spear out of nowhere, sending Finn into the timekeeper's area. Jesus Christ. Everybody's down and out for the count now. Holy shit chants from the crowd. That was a big spear, too, from Reigns. That might be one of the hardest hitting spears Reigns has given somebody in quite a while. Now the Balor lights are starting to flicker as the Demon's down and out, but he's about to rise. The Demon, this is a good finish, is back. That would have been cool if they would have had just Balor facing Reigns tonight as Finn Balor, and then they did what they just did, and then the Demon just literally comes up out of nowhere. But of course, the face paint and all that stuff takes time, so they have to have it set in stone before the match begins. And Finn with a kick, sending Roman Reigns through that table that they had set up. As the lights are still dimmed, we got the red lights, the smoke. Balor's music is currently playing while the match is still ongoing. Balor rolls Reigns into the ring. This match is not over by any means. Back into the ring they go, though. Balor up top. Are they seriously going to have Finn Balor, the Demon himself, defeat Roman Reigns tonight at Extreme Rules? They definitely should right now. They're not. Reigns is probably going to reverse it. Put him in the Kimura lock. Oh, the rope. Yeah, of course. Of course they do. The ropes break. The top turnbuckle broke. So he couldn't hit the coup de grace top rope. And now Balor's holding his left leg. That was cool, though, what they just did. I got to give them credit for that. That was pretty cool. I don't think they've done anything like that in forever, if ever at all. And then Balor on his feet. Reigns from out of nowhere, though, with a spear cover. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns is still your WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion of the world, defeating the Demon Finn Balor tonight at WWE Extreme Rules. The big dog tribal chief who sits at the head of the table, who we should all acknowledge, especially after tonight. But a ton of respect for Balor. As much as I've already liked him, you gotta love him even more, even if you didn't beforehand. What a match. Definitely the match of the night. Definitely for sure the match of the night. That was pretty cool what they did. How they had it end with the finish. But Reigns with the win with the spear, 1, 2, 3, retaining his Universal Championship, and now he's going to be going on to Crown Jewel Thursday, October the 21st, 1 p.m. Eastern Time here in the States on the WWE Network on Peacock, defending against the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. Question is now, does Lesnar return in these next 10 minutes to close out Extreme Rules tonight? We the ones with the number one pointed high in the sky. Yeah, that was pretty cool what they did there with Balor. Like the Demon literally rising from the depths of hell, back from the dead, and took out Reigns ringside. The lights were dim, smoke, music playing while the match is going on. And then the top rope broke as he was about to go for the coup de grace. He stood up. Reigns, as he turned around, hit him with a spear and a cover. 1, 2, 3, and then that does it for WWE Extreme Rules. So we'll see what happens to officially close out the show here momentarily. But course, they're saying, how does that happen with the rope breaking? But Reigns, he'll be a 400-plus day champ by the time Lesnar rolls in. Challenging for the title with Paul Heyman in the middle. Come Crown Jewel in a few weeks. I'll have live watch-along reactions then, live right here on YouTube, so be sure to tune back in. The Bloodline with Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Paul Heyman celebrating in the ring. And they're going to advertise for Raw tomorrow night. Kicking off the show, it'll be Big E defending his WWE Championship against Bobby Lashley. Okay, how's Extreme Rules going to end here? With Reigns celebrating, standing tall over Finn, or is Lesnar going to come out? Doesn't look like it right now. They might be saving that for, at the earliest, this Friday night on SmackDown, maybe the Friday after, especially with the draft coming up here. As Reigns is now walking back. As Heyman is holding up the Universal Championship, but it's upside down. I don't think he realizes it. We the Ones as they walk off with the closing credits in the bottom right-hand corner as they close. As Roman Reigns says he's the best in the world, the greatest of all time. Staring down the camera as they fade to black for WWE Extreme Rules.
And it's going to first be on from this to the Broken Skull Sessions. My guest today.
So, good show. I enjoyed it. It was a good show. Of course, as always, could be better, no doubt about it. The two best matches of the night, I thought, were, in fact, of course, the main event ended up being the best, but right behind it, which was the best match of the night by far until the main event started and just closed out the show, an Extreme Rules match for the Universal Championship to main event, the Extreme Rules pay-per-view tonight. It would have been the triple threat U.S. title match with Damien, Sheamus, and Jeff Hardy earlier. We also had two women's championship matches with both Charlotte and Becky Lynch retaining. Sasha Banks also returned, so she's setting her sights on that very title moving forward. Lily basically is done in the WWE. We'll see what happens with Alexa Bliss. Of course, Charlotte ripped her all to hell post-match, and Alexa had a meltdown. But what can you do there? Also tonight, WWE Extreme Rules here, the first pay-per-view following SummerSlam last month. We had a big six-man tag team match kick off the show, which was won by the New Day. They defeated AJ Styles and Almost along with Bobby Lashley. And then backstage, we had a few promos, Lashley challenging Big E for the WWE Championship. Big E then later accepting, so hence that's why we had the WWE Championship match kicking off Monday Night Raw tomorrow night with Big E and Bobby Lashley. The Usos, of course, yeah, they helped out Reigns in the main event, as expected, as always. Earlier tonight, though, they defeated the Street Profits to retain their SmackDown Tag Team Championships as well. Damien Priest, he retained his U.S. title, pinned Sheamus, and defeated Jeff Hardy in the process of doing so as well. And then, like I said, both Charlotte and Becky Lynch retained their SmackDown, Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships, to walk out of Extreme Rules tonight, still your Raw and SmackDown Women's Champions, defeating Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair in the process. However, of course, like I said, with Alexa, her Lily doll being murdered for the most part, it seemed like, and then Sasha Banks also returning. So, I mean, they had a few add-ins, fillers, just small little things to get us through the night. I mean, it's almost a 3-hour pay-per-view. Good show. The main event, of course, was what we just witnessed, an Extreme Rules match for the WWE Universal Championship with the big dog tribal chief who sits at the head of the table, who we should all acknowledge, Roman Reigns, defeating the demon Finn Balor. So Reigns is still your Universal Champion. Don't have a problem with it. Knew he'd win. Reigns ain't losing anytime soon. Just a shame that they had to have the demon be the one to lose to him tonight. I mean, you got to ride what's hot, though. I get it. We'll see what happens with Finn moving forward. We'll see what happens to everybody, of course, because the draft's coming up starting on Friday and wrapping up next Monday. I would have live watch-along reaction to the draft this Friday, but I'll actually be there. Keep an eye out for videos from this past weekend. I'll post those on Tuesday, like I said earlier. And then also more videos to come over the next few weeks with more pro wrestling events in both WWE and AEW. But we'll have live watch-along reactions of the draft on Monday Night Raw next Monday, as well as Monday Night Football, along with live watch-along reactions tomorrow night as well, with Monday Night Football and Monday Night Raw as well. Thursday Night Football in the NFL, Saturday Night Football in college football, next Sunday a doubleheader in the NFL, and then next Monday as well, which will be the second night and the final few hours of the WWE draft here in 2021 with Monday Night Football that night too. But yeah, it was cool what they did there at the end with Balor, I thought. I didn't expect Roman Reigns to put on a mask and wrestle tonight by any means, but they did fight through the crowd, and, you know, like I said, just playing it safe, especially for him. He put on a mask. I mean, it's sort of cool to see him actually do that, you know, after he did, looking back on it now. But, you know, safety, of course, number one, especially in these times everybody's going through. Hopefully everyone's doing well and staying safe. But, yeah, good match. Good match. Of course, as expected, Reigns is going to be the main event, and he was, and he picked up the win, and he's still your WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion, defeating the Demon Finn Balor in the process. And I mean, Balor, like I said, really all he did the whole match, he had a few drop kicks. He hit one coup de grace, 2 coup de grace maybe. Or he hit one and was going for the second one, then that's when the rope broke. That's right. But he hit a ton of sling blades. And then, you know, like I said, what they did ringside when they were all down and out after the Usos got involved, and then the lights started to flicker, and then the lights went out. It didn't necessarily go out like, say, The Undertaker, like it was pitch black. No, it was the red light for the Demon Finn Balor, smoke, and then his music is still playing. Like, well, it picked back up. It started playing during the match, and the match is still going on. And then, you know, he rolled Reigns into the ring after sending him through the table with a kick ringside, and was going to go for a coup de grace, and then the top rope broke, and then, of course, he fell down, got back up in the ring, and then out of nowhere from behind, Roman Reigns with a spear, cover 1, 2, 3, and Roman Reigns is, you know, still your WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion here tonight, closing out WWE Extreme Rules in tonight's Extreme Rules main event match with Reigns and Balor for the Universal title once more. So, yeah, that does it for WWE Extreme Rules this evening. I'll have live watch-along reactions of Monday Night Raw tomorrow night and Monday Night Football, so be sure to tune in for the post Extreme Rules Monday Night Raw edition. I'll be at Smackdown again this Friday. Keeping out for videos as always from all professional wrestling events that I attend. Just be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. But the next, and we'll have Monday Night Raw live watch along reactions next Monday night, like I said earlier too, with the second night of the draft next Monday night. So be sure to tune in then. And then I don't know about anything else before Crown Jewel. So basically, the next time, at least for WWE pay-per-view, other than a Raw or a Smackdown, because I'm not watching NXT anymore. But the Smackdowns in the fall, I don't really do, especially with it being football season. And then, not unless, of course, it's, something big like the draft, but, then, well, I'm going to be there, so I can't do that. And then, like, Raw is side by side, with Monday Night Football, as we've done in years past and continuing this year. So that'll be tomorrow and the next week, as always. And we'll see what the schedule, holds, of course, after that. But yeah, next time it'll be WWE Crown Jewel. It'll be a Thursday. Okay, it's a Thursday, October the 21st at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, because they're going to be over across the pond in the Middle East getting blood money from Saudi Arabia for Crown Jewel. And at that show, it'll be Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship, with Paul Heyman in the middle after Lesnar returned at SummerSlam last month. And then he was on a Smackdown, if I'm not mistaken, just one Smackdown when they were in New York City. And then that's been it. So we'll see if he's on Smackdown this week, or, at the earliest, yeah, no doubt it'd be this Friday coming up. But then, if not then, because of the draft, it'll be the Friday after, I would think, to get that build up for Crown Jewel in the weeks to come. So yeah, a few weeks away from Crown Jewel. That'll be the next time. Of course, yes, have live watch-along reactions for a WWE pay-per-view. Of course, we're all side by side, like I said, with Monday Night Football over the next few weeks as well. So just be sure to subscribe. Hit that red subscribe button, little notification bell next to it as well, so you can get notified. But yeah, that does it for WWE Extreme Rules this evening, where in tonight's main event, the Big Dog Tribal Chief, who once again, as always, sits at the head of the table, who we should all acknowledge, Universal Champion Roman Reigns retains his Universal Championship over the Demon Finn Balor to close out the show. And he's now got Brock Lesnar in his sights. Lesnar's next in line for the Universal Championship. So that'll take place at Crown Jewel. Tomorrow night, though, on Raw, it'll be Big E defending his WWE Championship against Bobby Lashley. And then we'll see what else happens in the WWE on both Raw and SmackDown, and potentially NXT, especially just with the draft coming up over the next week. If there's going to be any call-ups or not, along with movement from Raw to SmackDown, SmackDown to Raw. And then after, Crown Jewel, it'll be Survivor Series, and then the December pay-per-view, like I said earlier, from what I've heard, it'll be TLC, Royal Rumble in January. That's after the Day 1 pay-per-view on January the 1st, though. And then on the road to WrestleMania, which will be next April in Dallas, Texas. So, yeah, that does it for WWE Extreme Rules once again. So, thanks for tuning in and watching, technically listening, audio only, live watch-along reactions, live here on YouTube of WWE Extreme Rules live this evening. So, yes, once more, thanks for tuning in. Always greatly appreciated. Thanks for listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button. Share as always. Keep those chat questions and comments rolling whenever you feel like it. Hopefully we'll tune back in, though, tomorrow for more live watch-along reactions in the world of football and professional wrestling with Monday Night Football, Monday Night Raw. Thursday, NFL Thursday Night Football. It'll be the Jaguars and Bengals. Saturday, college football, Indiana, Penn State. Next Sunday as well, doubleheader in the NFL, the Steelers and Packers, along with Tom Brady's return to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots. It'll be the Buccaneers and Patriots next Sunday night on Sunday Night Football. And then next Monday night as well, with Monday Night Football, it'll be Raiders and Chargers in the AFC West, along with night 2 of the WWE Draft on Monday Night Raw next week, then at that point as well. So, hopefully you'll tune in for all those. If not, just be sure to hit that subscribe button. Hopefully we'll see you sometime soon. But, yes, once again, thanks for tuning in and listening to my WWE Extreme Rules live watch-along reactions live right here on YouTube. Roman Reigns, the Big Dog Tribal Chief, who sits at the head of the table, who we should all acknowledge is still our WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion of the World, defeating the Demon Finn Balor to close out WWE Extreme Rules this evening, with Brock Lesnar as his next challenger for WWE Crown Jewel on Thursday, October the 21st in Saudi Arabia. Thanks for listening. WWE Extreme Rules, pretty good show. Like I said, I was into it. I was pretty, what do I want to say? satisfied. I was happy, I guess. Yeah, it was a good show. It was alright. It wasn't bad. As always, could have been a little bit better, as any show can be. But yeah, that does it for Extreme Rules. So once again, thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Once again, Roman Reigns, your Universal Champion, retaining tonight to close out Extreme Rules, defeating the Demon, Finn Balor.